Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. I hope you're all doing fantastic. Welcome back to Phoenix Wright's Dual Destinies. Gotta remember, Phoenix Wright took the realm of the name of the game again. Can't say Apollo Justice's Dual Destinies as much as I really want to. But yes, Phoenix Wright's Dual Destinies. So, last time we fully began this trial, and we've been making our way through. It's been very fun so far. I don't know why, but they've really just not given us any sort of a mystery, and they revealed who the killer was right away. So we know exactly where we're going. It's just getting there. Nintendo financial report incoming. Yes, well, I guess that coincides. Last stream we were talking about the supposed Nintendo Direct. It has not been announced. There's been no mention. Nothing. But when I looked it up this morning, there's been no, like, debunking. There's no people saying, like, oh, you were wrong. Everybody's kind of doubling down and saying, no, just wait another day. And it's, all right, I'll wait another day. But if there's no Direct, I'm not going to be happy. No, I mean, it's fine. You always got to take it with a grain of salt with the Nintendo community. They say this and that. I mean, I've been promised Wind Waker for maybe 8 years now, and that hasn't shown up, so whatever. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, Mario Party was their best-selling title last year. That is, yeah. I mean, they didn't really do much. I was hoping Thousand Year Door sold a little better, but yeah, makes sense. Hey, big boss. It's really hot today, guys, so I might die on camera. So keep that in mind. I'm gonna crack open a cold little Pepsi Max because I need something. Actually, I gotta put some more in my fridge. Sorry, I'm unprepared as usual. But yeah, no, if there is a Nintendo Direct tomorrow, you know, we'll stream it, whatever. Even if it's at 3 a.m., we'll do it. I also feel kind of fucked up today. I stayed up till like 4 a.m. last night. No reason. I was just on with Philip, and we were just talking till like 4 a.m. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. It just happened, and then I woke up at 10. But you know. TTYD did 3 mil? Nah, it's alright. I mean, it's alright. Like, it's fine. I gotta turn this game up. That's what I missed. That's what I was forgetting. Ooh. Oh, sorry. One last thing before we hop in. You know how we're talking about the Professor Layton and Phoenix Wright crossover game that is ridiculously expensive? Speaking of Philip, he has that game and was playing it with us last night. It's a bit crazy. He actually has a copy. And I think he just bought it for regular price when it was, you know, around a few years ago. It's like, damn. No, he did not. He was kind of just playing it while we were, like, just doing our own thing. I didn't really get anything out of it. I heard some of the voice acting, and, I mean, it's alright. I did not expect Maya to sound like that. Gotta be honest. She doesn't really sound too interesting. But, no, I don't know. I have no idea. There's something to do with chocolate. That's all I remember. But yeah, so when that gets ported, don't worry. I'll be as fresh as a baby's bare ass. I won't know nothing. Even if I did get told all the answers, I would definitely forget. All right. What was your voice again? Ah, yes, you were Dr. Neocortex. That's right. I've kind of lost it. I haven't played Crash in a hot minute. Crash. Oh, Crash. Matt Tenma panicked when the amazing Ninetales helped embolden the protesters. So he stoked the villagers' fears by fabricating a monster. The strange feathers and tracks he planted made it look like a yokai was the killer. Okay. So I'm cooking. I don't remember what we're doing. We're trying to get this guy. So we're. This is the. I think this is the statement we were trying to get, right? Or my off by a base. But it doesn't add up. If what you say is true, why top it off with murder? What do you mean? You claim that our client planted the yokai evidence to stoke the villagers' fears. If so, then why not stop there? Why murder Alderman Cuby? Brothership and Luigi's Mansion 2 both did not break 2 mil. Kinda deserved, not gonna lie. They're kind of both very mid. I think I liked Luigi's Mansion 2 a lot more than Brothership, even though they both had kind of the same problem, which is it was very hand-holding. Luigi's Mansion 2 probably a bit more, but Brothership was just fucking boring. You know, at least Luigi's Mansion 2 had the gall to be short. Excellent point. Thank you, Judge. Not many people say that about my opinions. It is, isn't it? So, Your Honor agrees there was no reason for the murder, correct?
Objection!
British Shadow the Hedgehog, that's right. Sonic. Perhaps the killing was on the spur of the moment. You're saying it was premeditated? From the outset, I had no intention of paying heed to any of your babble. However, the fact is, the mayor had a startling discovery. A startling discovery? Why don't I like the sound of that? Alderman Cuby's secret identity. Paulo, I think Prosecutor Blackwell has figured out the Alderman's secret identity. But even if he has, why would it be a motive for the mayor to commit murder? This is not good. This patch of fur was discovered at the crime scene. It's from the mask worn by the amazing Ninetales. Therefore, we can conclude that this mask was at the crime scene. Oh my! But why would it have been there? Halloween isn't for another 5 months! The victim was a former pro wrestler and a member of the anti-merger movement. Need I say more? Well, could it really be? Your boldness has had an epiphany, I see. Our victim, Rex Cuby, was the amazing Ninetales, and the mayor's discovery of this fact was his motive for murder. Order! Order! What a shocking development! A motive clearer than crystal clear! What do we do now, Apollo? I didn't think they'd tie the Alderman's secret identity to the mayor's motive for murder. At last we've reached my final point. Why did the Alderman have to forge a secret identity? Does it not pique your interest, your boldness? I admit, it does. It is odd that he had to create this other... persona. Persona?! Oh my god, my microphone thing is so squeaky. I guess it is 3 years old. Mario Kart still sold an easy 5 or almost 6 mil. Classic. And that's why they had to start the Switch 2 with the Mario Kart 9. The last word is disturbing. For peace. Look into my eyes, Judge. Tell me the shit you blabbing about behind my back. The tenacity. Just to secretly participate in the anti-merger movement. Very astute of you, your boldness. Right, now take a look at this. Blackmail letter. If you value your dearest life, you will merge Ninetales Vale with Tenma Town. This blackmail letter was found in Alderman Cuby's pocket. What? Presently, Alderman's wife is in the hospital. That letter is clear evidence that Mayor was blackmailed. The Mayor was blackmailing him by threatening her life. Well, they don't know that that's actually blackmailing the Mayor's daughter. Wait, didn't the blackmail letters... Wait, didn't the blackmail letter sent to Mayor Tenma go missing? It did make sense. Right after the Alderman's murder? You think maybe the killer took the letter from the mayor after the murder? And planted it in Alderman's pocket? It's possible, but we don't have any proof that that's what happened. Talk about being up the creek without a paddle. Mayor Tenma would have made a clean getaway if he'd just left after planting the yokai things. But he was knocked out cold by his sudden decision to kill the Amazing Ninetails. So it was the Amazing Ninetails' counterattack that brought the entire crime to light. Wait a sec. Fulbright's claiming that the mayor killed the alderman after planting the yokai evidence, and that the mayor was knocked out cold immediately after that? Detective Fulbright, please add your previous statement to your testimony. Okay, I don't see why, but alright. After planting, that doesn't, yeah, why would he plant it afterwards? He was like in the office already? Yeah, and the feathers are on top of the blood as well, might I add. and the footprints are blood? Like, where did he get the blood if he didn't already do it?
Objection!
What the fuck are you saying? You're full of shit, bro. Detective Fulbright, your sense of justice is anything but fair. What's this? You dare question my justice again? Yes, and I'm gonna prove it to you. Take a look at this photo. This, well, it's the crime scene photo. And just what does this prove? Well, it proves when the feathers and tracks were planted. If you're, you know, if you have maybe at least half a brain left. Even a quarter would do. But I already told you, they were planted before the murder. That's not blood, it's apple juice. I don't think apple juice is that red. Tomato juice, maybe. The defendant planted the yokai evidence, then was knocked out while he killed his victim. But that would be impossible. If you look right here, it's clear when the feathers and tracks were left at the scene. The freaking blood. Aren't you just pointing at the yokai feathers and tracks, Mr. Justice? What does that prove? Your Honor, what are the tracks made out of? Why, blood? Oh, shit. Yes, see how the feathers are on top of the blood, and the tracks were made in blood? In other words, the yokai evidence could have only resulted after the murder. Then the mayor must have planted the evidence after killing the alderman. But, you said it yourself, the mayor had been knocked unconscious thereafter. There would have been no time for him to plant any evidence at all. Therefore, there must have been someone else besides the mayor and the alderman at the crime scene. Oh, there must have been some mistake. Crash. On a cold winter's night, with bandicoot stew. Order! Order! Where's your evidence? You can't possibly have any, can you? Evidence? Oh, I have evidence. In fact, I have an eyewitness's testimony for you. You do? But how? Oh, was my vaunted sense of justice really just half-baked? Oh. He's really taking this hard. Yes, I did see that as well, yeah. I saw a couple of those things. Yeah. They're gonna combat switch to scalping.
Mr. Justice, what is this testimony regarding a third party that you claim to have?
I have it right here, Your Honor. It's the sworn testimony of Mr. Tenma's daughter. The witness, Jinxie Tenma, saw a yokai in the hallway after stumbling upon the scene. Sorry, something happened in my head and now I have to figure it out. Ah, okay. Okay. Never mind. It was the demon Tenmataro. He's the source of those feathers and tracks. Will somebody please say something?
The defense will explain to the court exactly what he means. You dare mock this court and justice itself? You're unfit to bear your name, boy!
Your boldness. Here's our defense attorney. Here is delirious from exhaustion.
Hold it!
Apollo! Think of something quick before you're held in contempt of court! What do you think I'm trying to do? Before you decide whether I should step down, please, hear me out.
Very well, Mr. Justice, I'm all ears, but you had better explain yourself well. What was this yokai you were talking about?
It's all in this statement here. Jinxie Tenma asserts that she saw Tenmataro after she discovered the crime scene and called the police. She came around the corner in the hall. It was around here that she saw Tenmataro fleeing towards the foyer. The defense asserts that whoever was impersonating this monster is the one who left those feathers and tracks behind, intentionally or otherwise.
What? How incredibly unjust! Why haven't I heard about this before?
The defense just proved there was someone else. So, the mayor isn't the killer? Was it all set up? The prosecution is a convicted felon after all. Ooh, Apollo, the momentum has shifted in our favor. Good. Now let's keep it that way.
Objection!
Oh, great.
Little do you realize that though you are in the midst of the fray, your sword is broken. Apollo Justice. Going into battle with 4 DPS, a tank and no healers. You truly are a pathetic creature.
Listen, I haven't got to play DPS all day. I always insta-lock healer. Ugh. I deserve to play Storm once in a while.
And I always insta-lock Hulk, because he's as bold as me. I mean, like bold, like he's bold. Not bald. Like he's bold, he's a bold character. Yes.
My sword. I didn't know I had one to break. Are you implying there's a problem with my claim?
Consider this. That yokai impersonator had indeed fled toward the foyer. That fool and that fop would have seen him.
Fool and fop? Oh, you mean Filch and LaBelle. Now that you mention it.
Both Phineas Filch and Florent LaBelle were in the foyer at the time. But they haven't stated that they saw a yokai, have they? Did you ever consider that yokai was but a figment of a scared little girl's imagination?
Why didn't those two see the Tenmataro impersonator pass by? Well, why don't we ask them ourselves? I was about to say... yeah, I was gonna say that myself. No, really, I was. Bro, that lady in the audience has had enough. She is just fed up. Like, go home, dude. You don't have to watch the trial. You don't want to. You're here on your own free will. You're not a part of the jury. That got thrown out with the last game. The defense would like to call Mr. Phineas Filch, caretaker of Kyubi Manor, to the stand. I just know he must have seen something.
Well, I suppose we can't ignore the fact that the little girl believes she saw a monster. I trust you have no objections to Mr. Justice's request, Prosecutor Blackquill. I understand that Mr. Filch is enjoying a nap out in the lobby.
I knew that Tanuki was a rare find. But when they captured him, I didn't think he'd end up a witness. Do with him as you will. Did he just say captured? No, wait, I don't want to know.
Very well. Bailiff, please go wake up Mr. Filch and escort him to the witness stand. Will the witness state his name and occupation, please?
The name's Filch. Phineas Filch, caretaker of Kyubi Manor. Oh! And this is for you, your lordship. A little something I thought you might like.
Oh my, what a fabulous pair of shoes. And your honor will do just fine, Mr. Filch.
Ah, it's those shoes again. Don't they belong to Detective Fulbright? Don't tell me Filch stole them again. They're all yours, your honorship, sir.
But they seem awfully expensive. Oh dear.
Yep, too expensive for me, but I reckon they'd be perfect for someone like you, your honorship.
That's a kind gesture, but legal ethics dictate I cannot accept gifts.
Yeah, ethics schmethics. Just take 'em if you want 'em. Polish 'em up real nice for you. That's what I do. Anything I want, I take it. Simple as.
I'm sorry about the shoes, Mr. Filch, but I will accept your testimony. The court would like to hear whether you saw Tenmataro in the foyer after the murder.
Guard in the foyer. At the time of the murder, I was on guard duty in the foyer, just like Mr. Kyubi said. I was making sure no one, fair, foul, or fishy, or otherwise, could get to our guest. I was still in my office keeping good watch when the murder happened around after 3 p.m. But I didn't see nothing out of the ordinary. No siree!
That yokai you keep jabbering on about was a phantom of a girl's dreams.
So you're telling this court you never saw anyone dressed up like Tenmataro?
Yeah. Was guarding the whole time. Hey, that's the truth. The holy truth. Nothing but the truth. Nothing but the truth. And Tenmataro, but you don't really believe in all that yokai mumbo jumbo, do you? I certainly don't.
Digital sales are the minority, with physical as the more purchased. I like to hear that. I'm definitely a physical boy first. I'll only get something digital if, like, I don't really care that much, or it's just, like, way too cheap, or, I don't know, it's like on a PlayStation Plus freebie. Speaking of, the PlayStation monthly games came out, and I've actually been really enjoying Pac-Man World. If you've got PS Plus, you can get Payday 3, High on Life, and Pac-Man World Repack. And I've been really wanting to try it out, but I didn't want to spend $70 on it. And now I got to play it for free, and it's an excellent platformer. It's a fun little thing. I don't know if I would have paid $70 for it, but it's definitely like a $30 or $40 game. I'm not a big fan of the graphics, but it plays really well. And I know they were like gauging interest in a Pac-Man World 2 or 3 remake, port, whatever. I'd be so down for that, because I think those games look awesome. I've seen 2 and 3 more than 1, and those ones look really, like, just fun platformers. Might even stream them, you know, if they're real or good enough. My bracelet. It's... Something matter, Apollo? My bracelet keeps squeezing my arm. Really? So you think Mr. Tanuki... Mr. Filch has been lying to us? Hey, who you calling a raccoon? Oh, Tanuki. I don't know what that is, but, it sounds better than raccoon, so I'll take it. Yeah, well, I wouldn't rule it out. Now, if I could just zero in on and tell some sort of nervous habit. What in the... What's a hawk doing in here?
Allow me to introduce my trusty cohort, Taka. He seems to have taken quite a liking to the courthouse. Made it his new home, in fact.
He doesn't live with you? You know, in jail? Who's ever heard of Courthouse Bird?
Taka simply loathes trickery and fraud. And that queer power of yours seems to have offended my dear bosom buzzard.
That queer power of yours? I'll have you know I'm as straight as... Yes. It's okay, Apollo. We know you're a bi-king. Oh, does every defense attorney have to be a bi-king these days? This isn't some sort of trick or... Don't be able to spot squat like this. What next going on around here? Run for the hills! That hawk can smell that fucking... You can smell that, I don't even know where I'm going with this. It can smell that, sweet scent of semen on your body, you know? It knows. It knows. If you've been fooling around, the hawk he can smell it.
No pets or other animals allowed in the courtroom. No. Well, I changed my mind. He's my friend now, and his name is Billy. Somebody help! Billy's attacking me! Oh, he's merely having a bit of sport. He won't harm you, save when truly famished. And his name's Timothy. In that case, Prosecutor Blackquill, you will ensure your feathered friend is properly fed.
Looks like we gotta do this the old-fashioned way. We'll be fine, I think. If there was someone dressed as Ted Mataro there, Filch would have seen him. We'll just have to put our faith in Jinxie's statement for now.
Mr. Justice, please proceed with your cross-examination.
The bird's still on his head, that's so funny. He's so cute.
At the time of the murder, I was on guard duty in the foyer, just like Mr. Kilby asked.
I was making sure no one, fair, foul, fishy, or otherwise, could get our guest. I was still in my office, keeping a good watch when the murder happened after 3 p.m. But I didn't see nothing out of the ordinary, no siree.
Hold it!
Could you describe to the court who you would consider fishy-looking? Someone all fidgety and shifty like you. You know, like they're about to steal something. Oh, by the way, mind if I take a little look at your little wristband again? Not that I'm gonna steal it or nothing, I just need it for a plan, a heist, if you will. I mean, I'm gonna go catch some poltergeists with it. Is anybody buying this? He just described himself. I wonder why Mr. Filch didn't see Ten Mataro. Well, maybe Jinxie only thinks she saw Ten Mataro. Or maybe Mr. Filch is lying. And if he's lying, we might be able to spot a contradiction in his testimony. Alright, let's take a look at the facts. The Forbidden Chamber. Caretaker's office, TV, camera on the foyer. Alright. I was on guard duty in the foyer, making sure no one, fair, foul, fishy, or otherwise, could get to our guest. Still in my office, keeping a good watch when the murder happened after 3 p.m. Alright. Well, it seems pretty likely, I suppose. Likely story. Did you really keep an eye on the foyer the entire time?
Poor old Filchy. Been working hard my whole life. Only to be smeared by some greenhorn of his fancy-schmancy suit and silly haircut. Sorry, Mr. Blackquill, sir. You didn't mean to get off subject there.
Sheesh. Blackwell didn't even say anything.
To answer your question, yes, I kept an eye, and no, both of them, in fact, on the foyer. But I didn't see nothing out of the ordinary. No siree.
Hold it!
So no one could get to him. Sounds like the security was pretty tight.
That's because there's always lots of sneaks and thieves around festival time.
And the solution was to entrust the manor's security to a thief? That's not even funny. Well, maybe it's a matter of stopping thieves by hiring one. After all, it takes one to know one. I don't know. It feels more like letting the fox guard the henhouse to me.
So, the witness testifies that he took his guard duty seriously? Yes, sure, your honorship, sir. Definitely not covering for nobody. Why would you get that impression?
Hold it!
Mr. Filch, why did Alderman Cubey have you handle guard duty?
'Cause he trusts me. I am the manor's caretaker, after all.
So you took guard duty seriously?
Let me tell you something about me. I'm, Yipes! Listen here, you little Tanuki. Get straight to the point and be quick about it.
I am glad they're using Tanuki and not just, like, replacing with raccoon for the Americans. Because they can't comprehend another creature possibly being similar to a raccoon.
If it's a raccoon, it's a raccoon.
Like, math is math. And the word Tanuki is just chef's kiss. I love it. Tanuki!
The court wishes to hear what you did or didn't see in the foyer, and not else. Yes, of course, sir. Right away.
Blackwell's got him completely under his thumb.
Like I said, I was guarding the foyer at the entrance that day.
Still in my office, keeping a good watch when the murder happened at 3 p.m.
Oh.
Oh. Oh.
Bro was watching TV. Don't lie to the court like that, Mr. Filch. Hey, it ain't right to bushwhack a fella like that.
Unfortunately for you, I have evidence that proves you're lying. If you look at this TV listing here, you'll see that at the time of the crime, there was a pro wrestling match scheduled. Something you'd never miss.
I didn't watch that one. No, sorry. I was doing my job just like I was supposed to.
This guy doesn't know when to give up. Yeah, no, Tanuki Mori just sounds way better than Rakamori. That's what I'm saying. Tanuki! Mr. Filch, someone even circled the match. It was you, right?
Yipes! Groot, we gotta get out of here! They're onto us!
Not only that, you even told me you watched it. You said, and I quote, it was a complete disaster.
Flocking son of a...
So, you admit to us slacking off.
You can't trick me with your Rudy-Poot lawyer talk. I'm one of them professional types, too. I can do double duty watching TV in the foyer at the same time.
The only thing Filch can claim to be a professional at is a professional thief.
Mr. Justice, you would have this court believe the witness was slacking off?
That's correct. He claims to have been watching TV and the foyer at the same time. But that's nothing but a bald-faced lie.
Bold, you say? But I'm not the one who's lying. Perhaps you met the witness, Mr. Justice.
Ha ha ha.
And in this case, let's see what evidence you can offer. You claim Mr. Filch is lying about watching TV and the foyer simultaneously? Now prove it.
Nah.
Is it this?
See statement, QB's autopsy report. This?
Take that!
No. I didn't think so, but I wanted to try at least. Maybe it was that obvious. Alright. It might be because he gave us a card for wrestling and he's super into it. That's probably the contradiction here. Random guesses and speculation. It was a hunch, alright? It was a hunch. Not a guess. It was an educated guess. It was an educated wish. Oh, wait. The TV can only be camera or TV, maybe.
Take that!
Please take a look at the direction the TV's facing in the diagram. Now, unless Mr. Filch has eyes where his right ear should be, I think it would be impossible to watch the foyer entrance and the TV at the same time.
Why, yes, someone watching TV there couldn't possibly see the entrance.
Exactly. And that means Mr. Filch, you were slacking off and were not watching the foyer as you claim. Yipes! Oh, the bag's out of the cat. I mean the other way around. God, he's on his little fucking box. That's adorable. He's so short.
Order! 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 Mr. Justice, is Mr. Filch's less than stellar work ethic relevant to this case?
It's very relevant because while he was slacking off watching TV, there really could have been a Tenmataro impersonator in the foyer.
Objection!
What now?
Granted, this Tanuki was lax in his duties, but he still had the foyer entrance covered.
What are you talking about?
This.
Not a mind reader.
Auditory sense. His eyes may have been slacking off, but his ears were still hard at work, right, Tanuki?
They were? I mean, yeah, of course they were. Yeah, of course. I'm a very hard worker. I've got a keen sense of hearing, actually. But you already admitted to slacking off. Now you say you weren't? Yeah, my eyes might be lazy, but my ears ain't. I would have heard anyone in the foyer. Gosh, I hope they don't figure out I was wearing headphones! Oh god, I said the quiet part loud and the loud part quiet. You see, the foyer floor and the stairway get all creaky squeaky when someone walks on them. Creak, creak, squeak. Loud enough to wake the dead, I reckon. So, you're saying you didn't hear anybody walk by? Yep, my ears are working full-time. So who's the lion now, you no-good shyster? Lying thief calling me a shyster. This has to be the low of my fledgling career. Gotta hand it to you, Mr. Blackwell, sir. You really are something else. I mean, you don't miss a thing. And them bags under your eyes, they're darker than mine.
Fair warning, Mr. Filch. Tucker is particularly fond of Tanuki. Should you lie to this court again, you may suddenly find yourself on the menu.
Yipes! Oh, please don't eat me, Mr. Tucker, sir.
The witness will henceforth testify truthfully under penalty of painful bird attacks. Now, with that in mind, the court requests that the witness revise his testimony accordingly.
Poggers. It is the 5th for us, so tomorrow it'll be the 5th for you guys. So I guess technically the direct could still happen. I suppose, right? But wouldn't that have to be, like, early in the morning? Wouldn't it cross over to being, like, 6 o'clock if it's, like, way late? Or 6 o'clock. Wouldn't it cross over to being the 6th if it was a normal Nintendo Direct time? Usually, like, you know, reveal to something rather. I don't know. I hope it's real. As I said, I hope it's real. We're kind of starved for an actual Nintendo Direct. When was the last one? Like, June? Last year? Was it June? June or earlier? I know we didn't get a September Direct. Or did we? Wait, no, now I'm misremembering. What was our last Direct? It was ages ago. I'm pretty sure we've kind of been a little starved. Hold on. This is a moment for Google. Hey, Google! He didn't respond. Can't put any stank on it. Hey, Google. Hey, Google. When was the last Nintendo Direct?
The last Nintendo Direct was on June 18th, 2024.
Right, yes. Thank you. Well, that was pretty concise. Hey, Google. So, there's been a lot of rumors that a Nintendo Direct is happening around the 4th or 5th of February this month. Well, it is the 5th for us in New Zealand, but of course, it would be the 5th tomorrow for Americans. Do you think the Nintendo Direct will happen? Are these leaks correct? He stopped listening. He gave up.
You're absolutely right. It seems like the rumor mill is churning with talk of a Nintendo Direct happening very soon. It's interesting how time zones work with these things. While it's already the 5th of February for you in New Zealand, it will indeed be the 5th tomorrow for those in America. Given the rumors and the typical timing of Nintendo Directs, it's definitely possible that we could see one drop very soon. Keep your eyes peeled on Nintendo's official channels and social media for any announcements. I'm excited.
Well, I mean, I don't know what I'm hoping for. What are you hoping for, Mr. Google? What do you want from a Nintendo Direct, personally, yourself?
As a large language model, I don't personally want anything in the way a human does. I don't experience emotions like excitement or anticipation.
Jeez.
However, I
brag
can
about it, why
process
don't you?
information about what's popular and what people are hoping for. From that perspective, I can tell you what sorts of announcements would likely
All right, here we go. Here we go.
and excitement.
He's being
Updates
facetious.
on highly anticipated games, news about the next Metroid Prime, a new Zelda title, or the next big Mario game always gets people talking.
Well, that won't happen.
Updates on
I
games
mean,
that have been announced but
the
haven't
next big
been
Mario is
released
going to be a
lately
Switch 2
would be
exclusive.
welcome.
Sorry to
Surprise
burst your bubble.
announcements. These are the ones that really get people excited.
That's true, that's
An
true.
unexpected game reveal or a revival of a beloved franchise would be huge.
Bro, that would be huge.
Any news about potential new consoles
That's not
or upgrades
happening.
to existing ones, like the often rumored Switch Pro
That's
and
already got
successor,
news.
would be major news.
Bro, you just, like... There's not gonna be a new Mario. That's gonna be Switch 2 exclusive. They already announced the Switch 2 Direct, which is happening in April. Bullshit, by the way.
You're right to be skeptical. I apologize if my previous response came across as stating those things as...
It's not that you were stating it as facts. It's that you were hoping for, like, Nintendo Switch 2 news at a Direct, you know? And that's not how that works, because it's already been announced for a different Direct. I'm gonna stop talking to Google anymore. I'm fucking yapping. Let's get back to the game. Arguing with AI is always fun. I'm just gonna fucking talk his ear off. It's true, I was watching a pro wrestling match on the office TV with Groot. My eyes might have been slacking off, but my ears, they were working overtime. The floor's there, it's all creaky like it. No way I would have missed someone walking by. So, you see, there weren't no Tenmataro in the foyer. Yeah, I know. It's sad. I mean, that's how everybody outside of the US saw it. Was like, February? And then it's like, oh no. It's April. I, like, one split second. I noticed, like, right away, like, oh, yeah, that means April. But there was a tinge of, unbridled excitement when I saw that, too. And I was like, my birth month? Switch 2 for my birthday? Real? Not real. Fake.
Superstition is the religion of feeble minds. Understand. A simple, rational explanation is best. Forget yokai, demons, and such. We must use common sense. For lacking that, our entire world would be upside down.
It's anything but superstition. There's a known and seen, witnessed Tenmataro costume with black feathers and blood out of the sea with claw marks. What's the best way to make those? To get it from the costume that's already made. Says the convict prosecutor is totally a sign of end times for the legal world. And besides, if there were any yokai roaming about, I'd nab them and sell them to the zoo. I wonder whether Jinxie was just seeing things. Well, that seems to be the general consensus, but I'm sticking to my guns. If we can't prove she saw Tenmataro, the mayor's sure to be convicted. And we better hope my guns fire bullets and not BBs.
The defense may cross-examine the witness. Take a drink every time I say that. You'll be dead by morning.
My eyes might have been slacking up, but my ears, they were working overtime.
Hold it!
You lied earlier about taking your guard duty seriously, didn't you? Oh, that ain't no harm in bending the truth a little, right?
Listen to me, you little tanuki. Lie again, and Taka shall feast upon that forked tongue of yours.
Sorry, just let me keep my tongue. I know I kind of look like roadkill, but please, I'm very much alive.
You misunderstand. Taka only eats live prey.
At least leave it until we get the truth out of him in any case.
You were negligent in your duties, were you not?
Yes, I was, sir, but it ain't like that.
Hold it!
So you've got pretty good ears, huh, Mr. Filch? As good as they come, I'd say. Ain't nothing to hear a creaky floor. Plus, that Tenmataro makes a sound when he goes by. It's like a jingle jangle. Jingle jangle? How does he do that? Oh, it's that staff of his. That's what jingle jangles. Ah, interesting. Would you care to add that to your testimony, bucko? What's he talking about, Apollo? Beats me, but I guess Tenmataro has a staff that makes noise. I think of it, didn't Jinxie mention something like that too? She said she saw a Tenmataro holding a staff-like object that made a jingly sound. Well, I guess that's the source of the noise then.
Well, Mr. Justice, Mr. Filch's Tenmataro jingle jangles. Do you consider that vital information?
Very important, Your Honor. I think the jingle of the jangling is very important. Extremely vital. I request that it be added to his testimony. Well, if Tenmataro was to pass by, his staff would have gone jingle jangle.
Objection!
Tenmataro's staff would have gone jingle jangle, as you say. Well, I'm gonna say that your story doesn't add up.
Well, is there something the defense would like to share with the court?
Mr. Filch, you say that you didn't see Tenmataro on the day of the incident. But why then did you assume just now that Tenmataro would be holding a staff? You see, the Tenmataro Jinxie saw held a staff in his hands. And she just described its sound just like you did, as a kind of jangly sound. Yeah, so he was holding her staff. What's your point?
Objection!
The point is that Tenmataro doesn't use a staff. Not normally. What are you talking about? You see, this is the only known document depicting Tenmataro. Is there a staff in that picture, Mr. Filch?
Oh, you're right. There's no staff, not even a cane or a walking stick. So the question is, why did the witness think Tenmataro uses a staff?
I believe the answer will overturn the prosecution's case on the most basic level.
This is getting interesting. Alright, Mr. Justice. It's time to show the court where you're going with this. Please tell the court why Mr. Filch believes Tenmataro carries a staff.
Filch is a scatterbrain. Yo, are you paying attention? They tried to use their powers, and then he got his bird to attack our faces. He said your queer powers, and then Paula said... Mr. Filch actually saw Tenmataro right after the crime occurred. That's the only way he could possibly know about the staff.
Oh, busted again! Bloody hell, you duplicitous little...
What did he say?
You duplicitous...
Yeah, how does that feel, Black Quill? Not so fun when you're on the receiving end of the blade, is it? Admit it, Mr. Filch. You did see Tenmataro that day, didn't you? Well? New word alert? Alright. Get Google on the horn. Oh, wait, he actually listened.
This is for informational purposes only. For medical advice or diagnosis, consult a professional.
What?
On the horn is an idiom that means on the telephone.
I said get Google on the horn, not what are you... I didn't want to... What? Okay. Hey, Google. Hey, Google. Hey, Google. Could you please explain the word D-U-P-L-I-C-I-T-O-U-S?
Duplicitous means deceptive or dishonest, often by pretending to have feelings, beliefs, or
Duplicitous.
intentions.
You duplicitous little...
Well... I'm begging you, please don't make me say it. But clearly, you did see Tenmataro. Stop stalling and testify to that fact. No can do. No way. No how. You ain't got no idea how terrifying it can be. Mr. Filch won't even admit to seeing Tenmataro, even though someone knows he did. Well, even though everyone knows he did. The question now is why? Well, Mr. Filch is scared to death. Is that why he can't admit the truth? Come to think of it... They say you must not gaze upon Tenmataro, but in the event you do look, right, his soul will get fucking sucked out of his cock hole or something. Jinxie wouldn't admit to seeing Tenmataro after hearing about the village superstitions. She said that if she told anyone that, she had seen Tenmataro, he'd claim her soul. Wait, you think Filch believes that too? So Mr. Big Time City Slicker Lawyer has heard about him? Them old village superstitions.
Will the defense please explain what the hell is going on?
Well, the people of Ninetales Vale believe some pretty strange things. And their superstitions may be the reason our witness can't admit the truth. The truth that he really did see Tenmataro. God straight, that's why! That's all right here. Ignoring the superstitions will cost your soul. See? That's why us folks in Ninetales Vale can't talk about seeing Tenmataro! Perfect uniform for a superstitious town. It's true. Oh, I feel like I'm in a Japanese villa sculpting a Sculpting like a... What are those things? What are those, like, big robot animes called? What is that called? Does anybody know? Sculpting one of those big robot anime thingy bitches. I feel so at peace. I'm eating an onion like an apple. I feel at peace. My beautiful wife of 3 eyes walks up and brings me a cup of water with no bra on, unprompted. Well, I got a 3 double bot kill lane or whatever the fuck. I just said that one time. Hold on, I gotta stand up. Oh, I got swamp ass real bad, guys. Shrek is visiting me. I wonder if, like, being in this room in 30-degree heat really is, like, giving the same effect as being in, like, a sauna or something. Like, am I actually gonna, like, get benefits from this? Like, maybe I'm, like, subtly losing, like, fucking 10 calories in 10 minutes or something. Like that. Ow! Ow! Running over my foot. Ugh. Okay. Superstitions that have been handed down generation to generation in Ninetales Vale. Well, that clears up one mystery. Do not gaze upon Tenmataro. Do not tell others if you see him. Ignoring the superstitions will cost you your soul. There is, however, one way to save it. Your immediate departure from the village. Freeing him will bring ruin upon the village. Well, that clears up one mystery. The killer took advantage of the superstitions by wearing a Tenmataro costume. They knew that that way no one could talk about him. So it was as if he never existed. The defense holds that this Tenmataro impersonator is the true killer.
What?
Objection!
Oh, shit. Gonna fucking object. Bro, I'm gonna object. I'm objecting.
Superstitions, you say? What kind of fool actually believes such rubbish? And would that using some silly fairy tale could so easily expose the culprit? Need to come up with a more rational, common sense explanation than that.
Objection!
Your common sense seems awfully narrow-minded to me, Prosecutor Blackquill.
Objection!
Try living in a world of narrow cells, mortal danger, and dark, sleepless nights. There's no lack of superstitions in the clink, but few are those who truly believe them.
Objection!
Well, the village superstitions are real enough to the people of Ninetale Vale. A life or death superstition might even make you a believer.
Order! Order, I say! You fool of Tanuki. 2 times in a row, your lies have cost me.
So sorry, sir. I promise not to do it again.
Yeah? Taka, my fine friend. Have at him!
Oh, yipes! He's gonna eat me alive! Oh, and for the hills!
Yeah, he took off. Bailiff, what are you waiting for? After him with your fastest men!
That's certainly not something you see every day.
Execute Order 66. Well, it would seem a new and important fact has come to light. A third party disguised as the yokai Tenmataro was at the scene, and now we have 2 witnesses who can attest to the fact. Any objections, Prosecutor Blackquill?
Oh, he broke his chain. Ah! Uh-oh. No! His shackles! Woo! Ah, I'm too young to die!
Justice don't know. Long has it been since I was forced to be done on my blade. You had best say your prayers.
Prayers. I'm sorry, Japanese viewers.
Mairamu, Shinderu! Ah!
No, bro, they are just looking doomer as fuck. They've given up on life. Look at them both.
Detective, do something! Have no fear, Fulbright is here. When the going gets tough, the champion of justice gets going.
Objection!
Then get going already before he kills us!
Oh, when I stand in awe of Simon Blackquill, for it is his sense of justice that set him free. Objection! Objection! I object to the Detective Fulbright's definition of justice.
Silence!
Oh, shit! Bro said silence! Oh! Commanding the fucking courtroom like that.
Not in the habit of cutting down unarmed cowards. Oh, well, in that case, Prosecutor Blackwell, can I ask you to, fetch my spare diaper? I, seem to have soiled myself. You know.
I think the judge forgot he's in charge here.
So, Justice Dono's assertion is this.
Am I saying that right? Justice Dono? Justice Dono? Donna? Donna? The Celestial Madonna? So he's supposed to be British and Japanese at the same time? What would that be called? Like the addition to a name like that? Would that be called? What is that? Is that a suffix? I don't know. I didn't pass English. My English not so good. He's British, but he says and likes Japanese stuff. Bro's a freaking legitimate weeaboo. Nintendo admits sales below expectations as Wait for Switch 2 continues. Okay. Bro, so many people have a Switch already. Like, your base is already done, man. I just want to hear somebody say that. Hey Google. Could you say Justice Dono in a Japanese accent?
I'm not able to say Justice Don't Know in a Japanese accent as accurately as a native speaker. Accents are complex and nuanced, and it's difficult.
Justice might be approximated as Jositisu.
I can give you a general
Don't know
idea
might be
how it might sound by providing a phonetic
Don't
approximation
know.
using the Latin romanization system,
Don't
which is a
know.
common way to represent Japanese sounds in English.
Jositisu
Justice might be
don't know.
approximate.
I love Japanese so much. Some of their fucking language is legitimately just extended English and is based as fuck. A lot of it sounds really cool, and then don't know. Where's the 7-Eleven? Don't know.
According to him, there was a yokai at the scene of the crime.
Right. And that yokai, or rather, whoever was impersonating him, killed Alderman Kyubi.
Silence!
Silence! Can't explain my Jinxie being the first to discover the murder. Did not see your alleged killer yokai there in the Fox Chamber.
He was in the Forbidden Chamber. He went into the forbidden chamber.
What? Oh, he's right. She said nothing about Tenmataro being the Fox Chamber.
To enlighten you. That little scamp heard a dying scream right before she opened the chamber door.
And your point is?
Upon opening the door, she found a freshly skewed murder victim, the alderman, and the homicidal maniac who had killed him, the mayor.
No, there must have been someone dressed up as the...
Then, why does that little scamp claim not to have seen a yokai in the Fox Chamber? Well, considering her father is accused of murder, surely she would have mentioned any third party that might have been in the room.
I don't understand. Why didn't she see Tenmataro inside the Fox Chamber? Apollo, think. How many exits does that room have? A window that is 6 inches wide, exiting, and another room that was sealed off. That seems to be, you know, the whole plot of getting in there. Put 2 and 2 together, buddy.
There's but one way to find out. Ask Jinxie Tenma whether she saw your killer yokai at the scene of the crime. Uh-oh. The final battle draws nigh. Only one of us will leave here alive.
Bossman, can I ask, is there a second day of investigation here, or no?
As long as my blade has thirsted for blood, at long last it shall be sated.
Wait, this is still a trial, right?
Show me what you're truly capable of. Justice, Donner!
There is? Okay.
Well, it seems like this is going to be one of the cases when it's going to be like, well, our final battle is finally drawn near. So every time final battle is mentioned, please take a swig of your drink of choice. I'd recommend combining all the alcohols together to have a really good time. That's how the judge gets crunk on the weekends. Probably why I've got so many little problems in my memory, and how I'm slowly starting to forget the faces of my nieces and nephews. And anyway, very well. Both parties no doubt need some time to regroup, so the court will take a 10-minute recess in order to... 3 minutes. I'm sorry, but a 3-minute recess? There's no point in leaving. It's been 3 minutes since I started my sentence. Just so. Plenty of time if your destination of intent is the loo. The loo? Oh, you mean the bathroom?
Sheesh. At least include enough time to wash our hands.
See that you take no more than 3 minutes. All latecomers will be punished. Yes, sir. I hereby declare a 3-minute recess before the battle begins.
I declare Prosecutor Blackwell the winner of this round of Simon Says. It doesn't bode well for us if the prosecutor's running the show, does it? April 18th, 10:40 a.m. District Court. Defendant Lobby, number 3. What is this image? Alright, sure, that works. Perfect. Perfect. Yep, there you go. That works.
My masterpiece. I do take donations, yes. My PayPal is down below.
Yeah, well, what was all that about? Guess they don't make shackles like they used to. Better be careful, Apollo. You've really brought out the samurai in him. Especially after you proved there was a Tenmataro impersonator at the manor. What's with that guy in the whole samurai act, anyway?
Frank's swordsmanship. That is no mere act. Mr. Justice, it's high time I challenge this jailhouse prosecutor to a duel.
No, wait, let's save the dueling until after we prove your innocence.
Suppose it could wait until later.
Does anyone remember we're conducting a trial here? Athena, I'm gonna go wash up. Remember what Black Quill said, Apollo, don't be late! Well, here we are.
Now then, I believe our next witness is Miss Jinxie Tenma, a maid at QB Manor. I believe we can proceed now, if the witness is ready, that is.
Oh, cute, her face is on the plate, that's so creative.
Draggin, the leader of the 100 demons, he really does exist.
Wow, that is one well-polished tray.
The witness will show her face while in court, or her testimony will be inadmissible. What is it, my child?
Begone your Draggin, leader of the 100 demons.
Oh, you think I'm a yokai? Well, I was once known as a judicial monster of sorts. Monster in the sheets, that is. The beast of the bar, the demon of the due process, if you will.
My charm has no effect.
The demon of due process? I'm not sure I can see that one.
Now, you little scamp.
Yes.
I trust you know why you're here.
Bags.
Bags. Oh, like Trixie Tanuki. Try the noodle stand and go enjoy a big bowl of Tanuki tail noodles while you're at it. Everyone's a comedian.
No, I meant your bags, the one under your eyes. You must have trouble sleeping. Here, take this charm. It will keep the Azukiari away.
The Azukairai. The Azukiarai. The Azukiarai? The Azukiarai, the yokai that washes Azuki beans. Everything needing washing will be your father's neck before I take his head clean off!
Azukiari often helps people get up at night with the noise it makes washing beans. But if you stick this charm on your forehead, you won't hear him anymore.
How can you hear somebody washing beans? How does that create any sound? Like water sloshing? A lot of people fell asleep to the rain. I don't know if it'd be that different. Unless he's like really into washing his beans and he's just like getting in there. Getting his hands dirty, you know?
So, well, thank you.
It looks like Prosecutor Blackwell got more than he bargained for. They're bad enough alone, but together, those two are just plain creepy.
Your testimony, if you please, Miss Tenma. Specifically, whether or not you saw Tenma Taro when you discovered the crime scene.
Did I see Tenma Taro in the Fox Chamber? Well, when I opened the door, I saw, yes, now I remember, yokai right there in the room.
So there was a yokai at the scene of the crime.
Lots and lots of them.
Wait, more than one yokai? Did Mataro happen to be one of them?
I don't know. I just don't know. All I know is the room was swimming in yokai. Gosh, yokai. Is it the Taisho? They were all there.
Well, this is an unexpected turn of events. We've gone from no yokai to a flood of them. This is ludicrous. You would have this court listen to this delusional little scamp's testimony.
Hold it!
Your Honor, I believe her memory is simply clouded by fear. But a quick therapy session should ease her mind. With the court's permission, of course.
What a fabulous idea! Please proceed, Miss Sykes.
You sure you know what you're doing, Athena? Well, she's obviously not herself. The trauma of discovering that crime scene and fear of testifying have her dazed and confused. A regular ball of confusion. But my analytical psychology-based approach should be able to help.
Any objections, Prosecutor Blackquill? Shall we let Miss Sykes proceed? Makes no difference to me. Do as you will, but I will doubt we shall get any viable testimony. She'd better be served by bearing witness to the sword skills I forged in a distant land.
I'll show you.
Stupid, pretentious prick! Emo pick me! Anime character!
Whoa. She's really sad. I remember. Yokai right there in that room. Oh, look at him! Look at that little raccoon fella. Look at the little tanuki. Found something. Looks like an out of control emotion. Athena, what exactly are we looking at here? Oh, this is one of Widget's functions. Right here you can see images and emotions extracted from the witness's voice. Whoa, you mean that little thing can do all this?
Pretty cool, huh, big boy?
What did it just say? Nothing. Shut up, Widget. Quiet. I thought it was just some kid's toy. Fortunately, all I'm getting is an overflow of error right now. See how sad is brightly lit there at the bottom left? She's under an uncontrollable amount of distress, which is masking her other emotions. It seems the sheer terror she experienced has made her a confused mess. So, all those yokai she thinks she saw are a product of rampant emotions? Yeah, that's right. Her fear has instilled in her hallucinations and false memories. She's seeing normal everyday objects as monsters in her mind. It's a form of schizophrenic hallucination brought on by emotional trauma. And the trauma in Jinxie's case is fear. So she was, and still is, seeing ordinary objects as yokai. We'll have to find the root cause of her extreme fear before I can treat it. Now, let's see. Paula, can you point out the yokai on the Wheel of Fire? She seems particularly terrified of that one. Start by pressing probe. Next, point to what's causing Jinxie's out-of-control emotion. Finally, hit probe again, and try to get to the heart of the matter. Alright, let's give this a try. I'm probing.
Got it!
Jinxie, what's the name for that yokai on the Wheel of Fire?
That's Akasha, a yokai that steals the bodies of the recently deceased. I bet it came to steal the Aldermans.
It's almost creepy how well that fits with the actual situation. Exactly, it's a form of hallucination where the patient can't see things for what they are. There must be something at the scene of the crime that she's mistaking for Akasha. Apollo, you need to point out what she thought was a yokai on a Wheel of Fire. I think I know the answer now. Jinxie, that wasn't Akasha you saw.
Take that!
The light fixture? This one right here has a flame design and is up there on the ceiling. There was never a yokai on a Wheel of Fire. The Akasha you saw was just a light fixture. Alright.
That's one memory back to normal. Nice job! Now that you got the hang of it, it should be a cinch to point out the rest.
Jinxie! What about all this white wall-like monster?
That's new Akabi. It's a wall monster that blocks your way or leads you astray.
That's no yokai, Jinxie. It's a folding screen. And this raccoon dog isn't a Tanuki monster, just a statue of one.
And look, these are just coffee cups. And this right here?
It's nothing more than a fox statue!
I don't know what I was thinking.
Ah, 50%.
You did it, Apollo. Her extreme fear is under control now. It was all just my eyes playing tricks on me. There weren't any yokai after all. See, a clear-cut statement.
That's the power of my psychology and your intuition, Apollo. Oh, well. And your voluptuous spikes.
And just like we thought, there never really was any yokai in the Fox Chamber.
There never really were any yokai in there. So the defense is asserting the exact opposite of their original assertion.
Did you forget that, Apollo?
Wait, JC, what about Tenmataro? There wasn't anyone there dressed up as Tenmataro, or any other yokai either. I remember it clearly now.
You've gotta be joking!
Order! Order in the court!
I think we just dug our own grave.
Not to push you on in. It's the least I could do.
No!
Apollo, can I interrupt your freak out for just a minute? I'm still picking up some noise. It's an unexpected emotion.
Does that mean Jinxie hasn't remembered everything yet?
Exactly. We should be able to get something else out of her. I'll enter the new information we have and run an update.
Fell to the floor. In the Fox Chamber, I saw the alderman dead on the table and Papa collapsed in a chair. Nobody else was there, and that includes Tenmataro. Oh, she's even more surprised there. Oh, wait. Very low. Higher. Higher. Uh-huh. Nobody else was there. That includes Tenmataro. Why did that surprise you?
Got it!
That seems like an unnatural reaction. Really? Because I don't see it that way.
So it isn't unexpected given her testimony?
Hello? Is there anybody in there? Just nod if you can hear me.
Yes, there's someone at home.
That someone is going to try that again.
I guess, why does that make you sad, maybe?
Got it!
Okay, never mind. Am I crazy that it's not... I was scared when I entered the room. Wait, why are you not sad here? Wait a minute. The amount of fear you felt is rather low despite your legs having given out from fright. Could something have lessened your fear?
Actually, I did experience a sudden burst of courage at that moment.
You did? Where'd it come from?
Let me think. Oh, it was Mama. I suddenly felt as if she was there with me.
Alright, I'll enter sudden burst of courage. Let's see. Ah, look! Alright.
Oh, God.
Jinxie seems to have remembered everything now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Sudden burst of courage. Now, where could that have come from? Jinxie, was there something that gave you a sudden burst of courage?
Yeah, there was, but I realized that I had done something naughty when I thought about it later.
I don't like where that's going. Any idea what could have given Jinxie that courage? Well, there's one piece of evidence that comes to mind. I wonder if she saw something like it at the scene of the crime. Jinxie, did your sudden outburst of courage have anything to do with this?
Take that!
Jinxie, you didn't happen to see a Ninetales flower there at the scene, did you?
The demon lawyer strikes again. I can't hide anything from you. I found a small case with a picture of a Ninetales flower on it. I liked it so much I kept it.
You what? You can't remove evidence from a crime scene?
That's right, young lady. Removing evidence is a big no-no. Now the witness will produce said evidence this instant.
Sorry.
It does seem to be some sort of from some sort of case.
Wait, the actual flower itself is the case? Oh! Key. A key!
Appears to be a key. Oh, Mr. Right, look what I have.
A key!
Better have a look, your boldness. This is none other than the master key to the QB Manor. Are you certain of this, Prosecutor Blackquill? Matches the serial number of the key that went missing after the murder.
A master key? That went missing? Why don't I like the sound of that?
A little scamper has stumbled upon an article of unimaginable consequence.
That's a little melodramatic, don't you think?
Heed those words, for I shall say them but once. The sole key to the Fox Chamber has been in this little scamp's constant possession. Ergo, she was the sole person who could use it before, during, and after the murder. Which leaves the master key as the only other key that could have opened the chamber. This master key was found in the room that had been locked by this girl.
Your point is... What?
Until Jinxie Tenma opened the Fox Chamber with her key. The room had been locked
I got hair in my mouth.
The room had been locked tight from the other side. And there was no one else there save the victim and his killer. I trust you've figured out for yourself by now. A killer other than Tenma himself would be utterly inconceivable.
No! Ah!
Objection!
How could this happen?
The defense assistant will refrain from growling her frustrations.
Athena, are you alright? I know Merrick
Dad was innocent, but there's nothing we can do. This fucking sucks.
Thanks, Dono. Allow me to put you out of your misery.
Can I decline your offer?
Abandoning your client and your misplaced faith in him. Let the relief of a clear head and clean conscience come rushing in. That will make the inevitable guilty verdict far easier to accept.
Great. Now he's playing Simon Says with us. Well, he's not gonna fool us with his stupid mind games. Athena, don't fall for his tricks.
No, I'm the one who's dazed and confused. I can't even think straight.
Hey, are you alright? She fell right into his trap.
Oh, Apollo, I feel so lightheaded. Hold me, please.
What is it with these girls?
Now I suggest you make a mad dash from the courtroom and into that wide blue yonder. And by running shall your mind be cleared, and your conscience cleansed.
Alright, I'll be back in 10. Stay with me, Athena. Don't let yourself be twisted by that samurai.
Apollo?
Mr. Justice! I heard the word objection, but what is it you object to?
Huh? Oh, right.
That objection was more of a reflex more than anything else.
I object to the prosecution's tone of speak. I don't like your tone.
Although I was hoping something would come to me while I was trying to stop Athena.
The court's waiting, Mr. Justice. As though it stands now, I'll be forced to declare your client guilty and your legal skills suspect, if that is it. Now, do you have anything that could overturn the prosecution's case?
Well, actually, I do. I'm Apollo Justice, and I'm fine. Apollo, you do have something more than your cords of steel, don't you? Not really, but we'll be fine. I've got absolutely nothing, but this never stopped me before. I have to explain how the real killer could have escaped that locked room. Because it's all over if I don't. Apollo, this calls for a new approach. Try to think outside the box. Or in this case, inside the box. Ooh, what a doozy that locked room is, too.
Well, Mr. Justice, do you have anything that can counter the prosecution's argument?
You bet I do. The real killer must have escaped the locked room one way or another.
The conjecture shall only earn you a taste of my blade, Justice Dono.
Or time to do or die, literally.
The defense will now explain how it would be possible to escape the locked room.
You sure about this, Apollo? Can you really explain what happened? I'm fine. We just need to think this whole escaping a locked room thing over from the beginning. So, let's see. The killer had escaped. How could they have done so? Well, the choices are pretty limited. The room has a window, but it doesn't open wide enough for anyone to get through. And there's a sheer cliff outside. As for the air vent, it's up too high, and, well, there's nothing you can stand on to reach it. Needless to say, Forbidden Chamber wouldn't open no matter what we did, so that's out. Yeah, but that's why we gotta keep the solution simple. Like they say, simple's best. We need to rule out all of the absolutely impossible escape routes. Then, whatever's left just might lead us to how the Fox Chamber was compromised. Your Honor, the defense proposes that the killer escaped through here.
And just how did the killer escape through there, Mr. Justice?
Fine, okay, maybe I had to click the doors. He would have used the master key to get in there, brother. Oh, wait, there was no keyhole, right? Oh, shit. Frick.
Take that!
Okay, well, if that didn't get it, okay. Simple? He just went through the door with the master key?
Take that!
The hallway door? Well, yes, I suppose that would be the only way out. Repair, you've already forgotten. The only available key until Jinxie 10 I came onto the scene was locked. It was within that locked room. I would want to exit the fox chamber and then lock it without a key. I should have seen this coming.
Remember, Apollo, keep it simple. Simple, right. I could understand if the killer had exited the room with the key, but...
Well, Mr. Justice, the prosecution has some fine Japanese steel waiting unless you explain yourself quickly.
I'm fine. I can explain myself. The reason the Fox Chamber's hallway door was locked because... Herp locked it from the outside? It locked on its own. Ten locked it from the inside. But that's referring to our girl, right? Not the mayor. Locked on its own. Was there some type of automatic lock? I don't remember. I don't think so. Eh, crap. This is just gonna be a crapshoot. I don't really know. I really feel like Apollo right here. I have no idea. It was locked from the outside. Supposedly. Well... Herb locked it from the outside. Maybe? What if the room was locked from the outside? In other words, the killer took the key through the hallway door and lied out! Consider this, the master key was found inside the tightly locked fox chamber. The assertion that the key was removed from that room is a blatant contradiction of fact. Exiting the room before locking the door would require taking the key outside. But the key was found inside the room, which does seem like a contradiction. If only we could explain both. Like, how the key could be inside the room and used to lock the door from the outside.
Well, let's see if the defense can respond before Prosecutor Blackwell draws his sword. How could the master key be at the crime scene despite the room being locked tight?
Threw it in from outside. Something to do when the door was opened. Maybe someone threw it in from the hallway when Jinxie opened the door. That would explain. Yay! Uh-oh. Throw the master key inside. That is ridiculous. I love how there's flavor text for all these. Some of them I do want to just click for the flavor text. Random speculation and lack of foresight. Ugh. Well, great. Alright, let's restart from here. Beep beep. You know what? I was intending to take a little bit of a break to go get something to drink. I kind of ran out of stuff to have, so I think that's probably the perfect time to go check what that was and get a drink. So I will be right back. Wait, hold on. If we go to the main menu, I think there's music. Guilty. We'll retry from this scene. Please be music. Okay, sweet. I'll be RB. Yo, what up? I'm back. Nothing for me. But I did get some ice cold water from upstairs. I got 2 bottles, put one in the fridge. I'm ready. I can get these cords of steel going. Back in black, not ready to try track. Ready to take the flak. Not trying to sit on a tack. Too tired for any of this chat. Caught me trying to lack. Rogue got hit in the sack. The room was locked from the outside. In other words, the killer took the key through the hallway door, then locked it up. Wait, that's exactly what I just failed. How could the master key be at the crime scene despite the room being locked tight? Change the lock so you know when the door is open. Through it from outside, change the lock. If the door had been rebuilt... Never mind. That's not where I thought you were going with that, Apollo. If the door had been rebuilt? What are you saying? That would explain how it got there.
And the original door, where did that disappear to?
Well, I guess it's highly unlikely that the door was rebuilt in the first place, so...
Penalty!
How could have someone gotten the key into that locked room?
Yes, let's try that again.
I guess it was thrown in from outside. What if someone threw it into the room from outside? You know, something like go out the hallway door, lock the room, and then toss the key back in through the window? That would explain how the master key could be inside the locked room. Oh, that is good. And where would you throw it from? There's a cliff outside the fox chamber's window. Throwing a key in from there is an impossibility. Oh, right! I wonder if the key could have been tossed in from somewhere other than the window. Somewhere other than the window? The vent? It's a fucking... no way.
The air vent!
Yeah, the window may be out of the question, but the air vent's not. Oh, that's right. The fox chamber's air duct is out into the hallway. That's right. The real killer entered the air duct from the vent outside the fox chamber and dropped the key into the room through the vent inside the chamber.
That's preposterous.
Whew, that explains how the key got in there after it was used to lock the door perfectly.
Mr. Justice, I'm afraid I'm a bit confused.
Don't worry. I'll explain it so even your honor can understand.
Yeah, was that supposed to be a diss at me? Oh, you know not the ways of the judge's diss tracks.
First, the real killer, disguised as Tenmataro, murdered the alderman in the fox chamber. Then they fled the room through the hallway door and locked it. Next, they entered the air duct from the vent outside in the hallway. Finally, the killer tossed the key into the room through the air vent in the ceiling there. All that was left to do after that was go back through the duct and flee the manor. Well, Your Honor, could that be any clearer?
Amazing! Even I could follow that.
Well, the judge seems pretty pleased. Well, that explains everything. The real killer was someone dressed up like Tenmataro. And there was someone else other than the mayor and alderman in that room. And it looks like that lawyer's beating the jailbird prosecutor.
Whoa, that was a total turnabout.
What a massive forehead of his seems so much more attractive now. Whoa. Everybody wants some piece of Apollo this game, like goddamn. Now that I've proved a possible third party, I don't see how our client could be guilty.
Silence.
A valiant effort, Justice Drummer. But your final thrust missed the mark. Huh? Both that little scamp and the tricksy Tanuki saw the yokai after it left the room. But then what? That irksome yokai simply go through the foyer and bolted right out the front door.
That's exactly what happened. The killer fled from the dead guy.
That's impossible. Possible. That being spotted by the foyer security camera, that is. The electric eye here would have captured any pesky little yokai trying to escape. However, there's no sign of the Tenmataro anywhere in the security footage.
What?
Save for the foyer entrance, there's no other way to flee the manor, is there?
I don't feel so good.
Hold it!
Wait, I believe there is another way to escape besides the foyer entrance. There's a large window in the foyer. It's possible to escape through there without being seen by the security camera. Hey, you're right!
Silence!
Must I point out every crucial detail to the defense? Seems you lack not only brains but investigative prowess to boot. That is the cliffside of the manor. The only killer escaping that way would be a dead one.
Wait, so the killer didn't escape out the foyer window? What the hell? What the frick?
I suppose your next proposal is the killer sprouted wings and flew off into the sunset.
That would mean the killer really was a yokai. If only we had some sort of evidence that could point to a flying killer. If only we had some sort of photographic evidence. You're saying we don't? Really far-fetched as it may be. What? You're saying you can prove the killer could fly? Apollo, maybe you're the one who needs to go take a break.
I thought I was the one with the quartz of steel! Oh, I can't wait to hear these.
Your Honor. No. Take a look at this. Take a look at this special edition paper.
Tenmataro, real or flight of fancy? What does this article prove, Mr. Justice?
The photo in that article was taken shortly after the murder. Maybe the yokai in that photo is the killer shortly after they fled the window?
Mr. Justice, you're not seriously suggesting?
Oh, I'm serious. I mean, it all adds up. If the killer disguised as Tenmataro flew away, you know, by some way or another.
Silence!
It's your brain that's flown the coop.
I finally found you, faker!
You're the only fake hedgehog around here. You're not even good enough to be my fake.
I'll make you eat those words!
That image is not but a trick photography, or some other form of artifice.
Okay then, how about the Tenmataro figure Mr. Filch saw? It just vanished into thin air? Thin air? Thin air?
No, there's a rational, common-sense explanation for that. That infernal yokai, our tricksy Tanuki witness, never reached the entrance. He, or should I say, she turned back before the camera's electric eye.
She!
I don't like where this is going one bit. But the fact we know that the yokai had come from the Fox Chamber, which means that it was likely either Mayor Damien Tenma or his daughter Jinxie Tenma. However, we know that Mayor Tenma was already unconscious at that time.
Oh. Not good. Not good at all.
You understand the gravity of the situation now, Justice Dunno? The falsified yokai remnants. And the appearance of Tenmataro were the work of one individual. And that individual is none other than Jinxie Tenma!
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. No!
Order! Order! The defense will stop competing for the greatest freakout ever! Loooooong was no doubt simply trying to protect her father. It's no wonder that her superstitious mind conjured up this mad masquerade. Prosecutor Blackwell's assertion makes perfect sense to me. It's far more convincing than saying the killer escaped by flying out a window. Did you truly believe this could end any other way?
Did we fall right into his trap? What do we do now, Apollo? Well, our case no longer stands without a real yokai. If only we had one.
Bailiff, cease her. It's time I interrogated her as the samurai of Yorewood.
Hold it! Mayor Tenma?
This farce is over. How's it feel seeing your own daughter accused of a cover-up most foul? Mataro's true identities. Now, Mr. Mayor. It would be futile at this point to claim you were the yokai. After all, you've been knocked out cold by a blow to the skull. Slipping into a yokai costume and roaming about the manor would be all but impossible.
He's gonna name the other guy. Who was in there?
Consider this well as it stands. Your daughter will be arrested for obstruction of justice. But if you confess, the prosecution would be willing to overlook her little yokai farce. Confess! The defendant intends to confess? Wait!
Apollo, Prosecutor Blackwell's up to his mind games again. Mayor Tenma, no! Don't fall for his twisted words. If you're sent away for murder, Jinxie will be left all alone.
The real killer is...
Mayor Tenma's gonna confess unless we do something! But I can't prove how the real killer could have flown away.
Caw. Look upon me in despair, for ripe is the time of my return.
Uh-oh, I should watch what I wish for.
Caw, foolish mortals. I am Tenmataro, the yokai you seek.
Mayor Tenma?
Silence! I am Tenmataro, freed from the bonds binding me to the Forbidden Chamber. Behold, the return of the Demon King!
What the Demon King?
Well then, I think it's time for me to, take a vacation! The witness will, he will explain himself. I was saying you're Tenmataro, the yokai we've been chasing this whole time? Indeed, it is I, Tenmataro, the one whom you see, come to reveal the truth. This child is Tenmataro, you saying? What nonsense!
So, Mayor Tenma is a yokai now?
His body is now mine. So you're saying that Mayor Tenma is being possessed by you? And the yokai that Jinxie Tenma and Phineas Filch saw? And the one captured in this newspaper photo? Those were all you? The accursed power of these warding charms prevents me from revealing my true form. Boldness. Can this not be interpreted as an admission of guilt? Well, a confession by a yokai would be quite unprecedented.
Be that as it may, the defense's case has been overturned.
Huh? What? You claim the yokai that Loooooong saw was some third party, the true killer. One who escaped from the locked fox chamber. It was the accused all along. Ironic, is it not? Your yokai turned out to be it turned out to be real in a manner of speaking. For the element's true killer is none other than Mayor Tenma. And the yokai at this scene. too, as Mayor Tenma. Or should I say, our dear Tenma Taro. The pieces have fallen into place.
How so, Prosecutor Blackquill?
Seems I must spell it out for you. Mayor Tenma killed the alderman in the Fox Chamber, which was locked at the time. He then removed the warding charms from the Forbidden Chamber's door. Then fell unconscious from the blow the alderman had delivered to his head. His daughter Jinxie Tenma stumbled upon the scene. The little scamp fled in terror, whereupon the spirit of Tenma Taro, freed at last from the charm's warding effect, took possession of the mayor. The newly freed Tenma Taro then fled from the Fox Chamber.
You do realize we found his body and he was sent to the hospital, right?
As you see, the yokai Jinxie Tenma saw was her father possessed by Tenma Taro.
Objection!
But when we arrived on the scene, the mayor was found unconscious. How's that possible if he was supposed to have flown out the foyer window?
And what? You mean to say the maid of Kyubi Manor, Jinxie Tenma, was Tenma Taro?
No! There's still a third party!
God. That too was easily explained. Who about for a time I did, but presently tired, I made for the Forbidden Chamber. The last exhaustion took me unaware. The Fox Chamber, I knew no more. It seems the pieces are still in place.
Is Blackquill up to his tricks again?
I don't know what to say. Is the defendant a real live...
This is ridiculous.
Order! Order!
Now he's got everyone in the courtroom believing in yokai. It's Simon Says on steroids. He wants to convict our client any way he can, even if it means blaming a yokai.
Proverbial ducks are all in a row. You should now have no qualms about finding the accuser guilty, Your Baldness. Well, this is one of the most bizarre cases in my entire career. Otherworldly, in fact. Can yokai even be prosecuted under our legal system?
Well, do you forget about the whole ghost in a shell case?
Objection!
Mayor Tenma is just pretending to be Tenma Taro to protect his daughter. Plus, I already proved how a third party could have escaped from the locked room. A verdict at this point would be premature.
Well, since both sides have raised valid points, I've got no choice but to...
Silence!
This is the true dark age of the law, where defense attorneys are not to be trusted. This is but a ploy to gain time for them to fabricate evidence. How will I sleep tonight? Knowing you will not let the sun rise on the mayor's day of reckoning. Justice Dawn.
Objection!
I won't fabricate any evidence.
Silence!
And prove it by joining me. Night in the Clink will ensure you will not be able to succumb to temptation.
How about I just promise not to succumb to anything?
We have both evidence and a confession. The killer is this yokai before us. It is beyond dispute. Guilty verdict is all but...
What's wrong with him?
Prosecutor Blackquill, we've had enough of your hijinks. The foundation of justice is fair play, and you are in serious violation of that. What the devil was that? Fool Bright, have you tampered with my shackles in some manner? It seems you found them quite shocking. It's my special jolt of justice device. Each press is a shocking reminder to behave. You shall pay for this. I, Simon Blackquill, was... Your Honor! You need not fear now. I believe Prosecutor Blackquill will remain on his best behavior.
A bit late with the reassurances, aren't we, Detective?
Well, in that case, This concludes today's deliberations. The prosecution and defense will use this opportunity to further their investigations. This court is adjourned.
Alright. Well, there we go. Finally. That was a bit long. Kind of were going around in circles at that end part. It was kind of meandering a little bit. Probably could have ended like 20 minutes ago, maybe. But alright. Finally, we got to the bottom of it. Kind of. April 18th, 1:20 p.m., Right Anything Agency. Yeah, yokai testifying in court is unprecedented to say the least. I am Tenmataro, the yokai you seek? How could such a straight-laced man like Mr. Tenma suddenly become a demon? Yeah, that's strange. Even worse, Prosecutor Blackwell's playing along. I can't even think straight anymore. I need to go out for a run. See you in a bit. Oh, wait, what about that investigation? Back! Whoa, 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 Trucy, welcome back. Oh, you're in your stage outfit. Back from work? Yep. Oh, I really nailed this new magic trick I've been working on. I also heard about those tricks that were conjured up in court earlier today. You know, the demon out of nowhere trick and Polly's tightrope style defense trick. I was seriously considering a disappearing act of my own after all that craziness. Anyway, our next trick is to find the suspect, another suspect other than the mayor. I know the killer must have used the air duct to escape. And whoever did that was the Tenmataro that Mr. Filch and Jinxie saw. Right. Maybe there's some evidence in the air duct. The real fight starts right now. Hey, before you go, let me make the evidence you no longer need disappear. The panties! 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Ta-da!
Unnecessary evidence has disappeared into Trucy's magic panties. I wonder where all that stuff goes to. I don't know why I'm thinking in this voice. I thought it would be kind of cute. I don't know. Nobody can hear me.
Okay, let's get over to the scene of the crime. Vamonos, Apollo, vamonos! April 18th, Gilby Manor, Fox Chamber. Detective Fulbright, mind if we search the air duct?
Well, since you really are on the side of justice, I suppose I can let you. Plus, my own sense of justice has been called into doubt, so...
I wonder if he's been like this ever since the trial. Well, a sense of justice has been beaten to a pulp. He has a huge hunchback leaving the room. And that was my magic trick. You're welcome. That's the trick of the magic panties. It'll probably take him a while to recover. I sort of feel bad for him, but we have work to do. Let's get the evidence we need. Well, the air duct's the key. We know that Tenmataro, the Tenmataro impersonator used it to make an escape. After murdering the Alderman, the killer left the Fox Chamber through the hallway door. Then, after locking the door from the outside, the killer entered the air duct in the hallway. I think I got an ulcer forming on my cheek. What do you think the mystery guy's gonna look like? What are you talking about, mystery guy? We've already seen the killer. They showed us at the start of the fucking case. And we met him in the... before the trial even started. It's that guy. Oh, I guess you might have missed it, maybe. Maybe you weren't here for that. It's the jongleur. Then went back through the air duct and fled the manor. But I was saying at the start of last stream how I remembered they showed the killer in this starting cutscene. And I couldn't remember what he looked like, and then the moment I saw that guy, I was like, oh yeah, nope, that was him. That's how the illusion of no one entering or leaving the locked room was created. If the killer passed through the air duct, maybe we'll find some evidence there. Yeah, maybe some black feathers or something like that. Should we check the other one? Maybe the one that's, like, lower to the ground? Well, here's our vent. It's awfully high up. Don't worry, I brought a stepladder. Happy hunting! How nice of her to volunteer me the job. Ah, it's pitch black in here. Well, here goes nothing. Spider in the throat. There's a thick layer of dust in here. I don't get it. Find anything? Oh, yikes, Apollo, what happened? You're covered in dust. Yeah, dust. Lots of dust. So, what'd you find? You know how dust collects on something when nobody uses it for a long time? Yeah, like Mr. Wright's desk back at the office. Right. You think it'd be possible to crawl over that sort of dust without leaving a trail? I seriously doubt it. Oh, wait, you're not suggesting. No one's gone through that duct lately. Kinda looks that way. If that's true, Mayor Tenma's gonna be fingered as the killer. But we don't turn things around quickly. In justice we trust. Ah, sorry, Mr. Justice, but it seems your justice was not the most just after all. It is my sense of justice that has prevailed. Ah. Detective Fulbright sure seems chipper all of a sudden. And I'm back to my old devastated self. Oh, come on. Where's that never say die spirit? Bring it on, lawyer man, bring it on! Let me suffer in peace. Justice prevails once more. Oh, it's not over yet, and besides, kicking someone when they're down is what bad guys do. Are you calling me a bad guy? Me, Bobby Fulbright, champion of justice? Then how about some of the information on the investigation? We need some help here. Information? About the investigation? Alright, but I won't have you calling me a bad guy ever again, understood? We did it, Apollo. Nothing like making a fool of the foolish. You really like picking easy targets, don't you, Athena? I just can't help myself. Yeah, but how long can we keep this up? I can't believe Prosecutor Blackwell would stoop that low. I mean, to pinning the blame on a yokai? He really wants conviction at all costs. Give a yokai a run for its money when she's mad. Yes, well, I have him writing a self-reflective essay as we speak. I doubt it'll teach him anything. I doubt that'll teach him anything. Yeah, I'd probably just write "daughter" her 1,000 times. That holy yokai business is most likely a ploy to win a conviction. Truth is, Prosecutor Blackwell believes Jinxie Tenma planted that yokai stuff. Planted it in an effort to protect your father, the real killer. Yeah, right. I'd like to see him prove it. Whoa, calm down. He doesn't have any direct evidence, but we did find this. It was at the base of the cliff, just outside Kyubi Manor. Wait, that isn't the staff Matara was supposed to be carrying, was it? The one and only.
Miss Tenma no doubt tossed it over the cliff when she was done.
No way. Well, what about the prince?
No prince, but if she was wearing a costume, there wouldn't be any anyway.
Well, prince or no prince, it's not gonna work in our favor. Looks like the staff might have belonged to the mansion. But if that's the case, then where in the mansion did Tenmataro get it from? You know, probably the Forbidden Chamber if I had to take a guess. Did Prosecutor Blackwell figure out that the victim was the Amazing Ninetales?
He did indeed. He's a sharp one, all right. He figured it out while investigating the municipal merger in the victim's past. The Amazing Ninetales sparking the yokai craze and worked against the merger. And Mayor Damien Tenma is the corrupt politician who murdered that great hero. The Amazing Ninetales fans are so angry they even tried to storm the detention center.
I don't blame him. I mean, their favorite mass wrestling hero was murdered. They must have been shocked when they found out what happened. Speaking of which, isn't Jinxie also a fan of the Amazing Ninetales? She spoke with such passion that only a fan could appreciate. We ought to become fans ourselves and go protest in front of the prison. What? No! Did you forget that Mayor Tenma's not only Jinxie's father, but our client?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah? That's all you have to say?
Well, you be careful now. You're offending the most hated mayor in history. I just hope you don't find yourself at the wrong end of the figure 4 lick. Oh, I mean the figure 4 leg lock. Yeah, don't look into the figure 4 lick. That's different. Oh, you definitely don't want to know about the figure 4 leg lick. Maybe I should wear a mask to hide my identity.
Are there any other new developments we should know?
Now that you mention it, our suspect is suffering partial memory loss, but he did manage to remember something.
He did? What did he say?
He said he didn't want to speak with us. His exact words were, "I am under no obligation to speak with you mortals," and other things of that nature.
I wonder what Mayor Tenma remembered.
Too bad you can't go ask him, because Prosecutor Blackwell is busy questioning him. I know, why don't you wait down at the playground with the rest of the kids?
What now, Apollo? He just called both of us children, even though we're both adults. Should we kill this guy? Yeah, seems like the only... can that idea for a different day. How about regrouping back at the agency? Good idea. We might get some words of wisdom out of Mr. Wright while we're there. Alright. Let's go. April 18th. Right? Anything? Office. Agency. Office. Whatever. Maybe I'll go read over some past cases. Oh, that was Paul who said that. Maybe I'll do some research on exorcisms. What's with you guys? You seem bummed out. How should I put this? It's like we're at the edge of a cliff and the only way is down. In other words, business as usual, right? Yeah, I suppose so. Except this time, it's like we're bound and gagged, too. Kinky! Don't forget blindfolded with our ears plugged up. Ooh, that's a little far. And monsters at every turn, huh? Sounds rough. Hey, Apollo! Oh, and Athena's here, too. Mr. Wright! How goes the investigation, Apollo? Athena? I think it's safe to say that things have gotten hairier than before. Really? And with your unique hairstyles, you would think that wouldn't be a problem. What happened? I was watching the two of you this morning from the gallery.
That was one tough day in court, to say the least. I know! I've never had to defend a yokai before. That business about the locked room was another major hurdle.
Yeah, and on top of that, Jinxie was accused of being an accomplice. Or at least you figured out someone could have escaped that locked room. Yeah, well, we just might... well, we just found out that our reasoning might be a tad flawed.
Oh, really? Well, that's bad news.
How are we gonna get out of this one? The worst times are when lawyers have to face their biggest smiles. Force their biggest smiles, of course. Force? A smile? Yeah, my mentor told me that. Back when I was still learning the trade. She, also taught me to return to the basics whenever I got stuck. Return to the basics. Look at you, Phoenix Wright, passing down your knowledge from Mia. What a sweet lad. That's right. Always believe in your client, no matter what happens. That's a lawyer's greatest and most trusted weapon. The basics. Always believe in your client, huh? So, Mr. Wright, how long have you known Athena? Well, I met her during a trip to Europe. I was visiting my my acquaintance, Mr. Edgeworth.
Huh? You were in Europe? Why haven't I heard about this before?
Oh yeah, I went there a few times to study the various legal systems. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. I thought you worked as a pianist after you quit practicing law. Well, I did, but an old friend of mine needed help with some legal work from time to time, so...
It was Edgeworth.
It was legit. It was... Edgeworth reference. Oh, I guess you were never very far from the courtroom then. It was like fate brought us together. It's thanks to Mr. Wright that I became a lawyer at all. Well, I knew she was lawyer material from the moment I met her. And I have high hopes for her ability to analyze people's emotions. Bro, are we gonna get to play Edgeworth in a case that Phoenix was helping with? That helped him get in touch with Athena? That set her on the path to be his defense attorney? His ace attorney. That will probably be in the next game. It's nothing special. Maybe I've underestimated that analytical psychology of hers. It's just I thought that if my special ability could help defend innocent people, then I had to do everything in my power to bring it to the courtroom. And that's when I really started hitting the books hard. I'm still amazed she actually became a lawyer. At the tender age of 18, no less. It's almost superhuman. Or personal, like she's trying... Or personal, like she's trying to help somebody she knows. Alright, I'm totally pumped up after talking to you, Mr. Wright. It's like you said, the worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. And don't forget to return to basics whenever you get stuck. Keep believing in my client. Right. Mr. Wright. Yeah? I'm gonna visit our client again. I think that's a good idea. Alright, time to see what's new down at the detention center. Aw. Good pep talk? You know what I'm really just waiting for? I'm just waiting for fucking... I'm waiting for, Laurie Donham to show up. I know he's here! Well, I don't. I don't know he's here for sure. But I know he's here. I have a hunch. He showed up too many times in the investigation games. Unless they were making up for his lack of appearances. I got a suspicious feeling he's gonna show up sooner or later. Big Boss, would you like to confirm or deny that suspicion? Or plead silence?
Mayor Tenma, we wanted to talk to you about something. I almost had a heart attack.
So my minions have returned.
Apollo, he still thinks he's a yokai.
I wonder if we'll ever be able to talk to Mayor Tenma again.
Silence, peddler of the legal trade. Free me from these imprisoning walls with great haste.
Wow, he's sounding more and more like a real demon with every sentence. I'm starting to wonder if we should even be helping him win his freedom.
Still, we can't let Mr. Tenma stay possessed, you know what I mean?
If you can clear me of these charges, I shall help in whatever way I may. Now ask me what you will.
I suppose it's worth a shot.
Were those feathers and tracks at the scene of the crime really your doing?
Indeed, the remnants of Temno Taro, king of the underworld, they be. The day when I once again dominate the mortal world is at hand.
The prosecution claims the feathers and tracks were planted by Jinxie.
What's this? I must reach these walls and go defend little Jinxie at once!
Huh? Mayor Tenma, is that you?
Well, now, given you appears to subside within this body, maybe I should have expected as much from a descendant of mine! Be silent now, Damien!
I guess a little thing like the demonic possession won't stop a father's love for his daughter. You didn't kill Alderman Cuby, did you?
I've killed no one! The remnants of my presence have been misconstructed. The murderer is not I. For I had slain that mortal. For if I had slain that mortal, raging hellfire would have consumed him, leaving naught but flesh.
So you're saying there must have been someone else? Come to think of it, the mayor had mentioned that he'd been clubbed with the statue. May I ask about this too? Detective Fulbright mentioned that you might have something new to tell me.
Indeed I have. I regurgitated this key but a short while ago.
You regurgitated it? We're not gonna have to hold that for evidence, are we?
Behold, the key to the forbidden chamber.
Whoa! Is regurgitation one of your demonic powers as well?
I do not waste my powers on such parlor tricks. The key from the killer did Damien, whereupon he swallowed it. He sought to bar the killer entry to the forbidden chamber.
It's going to keep it shut tight.
No fingerprints shall you find upon that key.
How do you know that?
Wait.
Is that another one of your demonic powers then?
Foolish mortal! You would have me, Tenmataro, act as some asinine alchemist? I but asked the jailer, and my will was done quite eagerly. I must add, caw.
Always an honor to serve, your malevolence.
What?
Guess I'm not the only one he scares the living daylights out of. How can we ask how you use this key? We couldn't find a keyhole anywhere on or around the door.
Curse that infernal door. But if I had known its manner of opening long ago, I would have made my return.
Well, he has got a point there. Maybe Jinxie knows something about how the whole thing works. Present the statue.
What would I ask is that?
Well, this statue was found at the scene. Somebody hit Mayor Tenma over the head with it. It'd been wrapped in this large cloth before the alderman's murder.
Let me see what Damien, or whether Damien knows about such a thing. Yes, something wrapped in just this cloth, does he recall? A secret gift from Alderman Cuby, it would seem. He, however, had not the chance to see it till now, for the cloth did conceal it.
Maybe the cloth fell off or was removed after the mayor was struck.
That Damien does not know.
A secret gift? Interesting. Who thinks he knows something about it? You really like to just tell me exactly what to do now, huh? You went from telling me nothing to telling me exactly what to do next.
Why, this is that accursed blackmail letter that was sent to Damien.
Apparently, somebody slipped it into Alderman's pocket. We believe someone, probably the killer, stole it from Mayor Tenma's briefcase. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
Your questions do very well. Ask away, mortal.
Who placed this in Alderman's pocket?
Very few were they who knew the letter in Damien's briefcase.
So whoever knew about the blackmail letters being in the mayor's briefcase is a potential suspect in its theft and placement in the Alderman's pocket?
Could it have been his doing?
Mr. Mayor, Mr. Taro, did you just remember something?
Indeed I did. There was but one other who knew of that letter. Damien's aide, Florent Lebel. I have full acknowledgement of the briefcase's contents did that aide possess.
Then he may well be the blackmailer and the murderer we're looking for.
It's preposterous. He's the most trusted advisor. He would never betray Damien.
I think Mayor Tenma is a bit too trusting of those around him. Still, this is huge! Now we know who might have slipped that blackmail letter in Alderman's pocket.
Look out, Florent Lebel. Here comes justice.
Let's go find Mr. LaBelle and rake him over the coals. We'll bend him over and fuck his ass, right?
I think I was supposed to say that. I'm usually the one who says the innermost thoughts. That was maybe a bit too much, actually.
Thanks for the help. You've just gotten us a major lead. Is what you just said, isn't it? Is it not?
Yeah, it is. I did literally just say that. There's one thing that still bothers me. If Mr. LaBelle is the killer, what could have motivated him to open the Forbidden Chamber? Well, we should probably search it for clues. Only one problem. How do you open a locked door that doesn't have a keyhole? Well, let's go talk to Jinxie. Maybe she can help.
Okie dokie. Where would she be?
Yocus Lanus? Bro, that guy's scratching his ass back there. Can't fool me. I see that. Hey, isn't that...
You dare imprison me?
Jinxie! She's, acting really strange.
That loathsome, no good Nightail Fox. He shall know the terror that is mine, the despair. You shall pay. Oh, you shall pay dearly, all of you!
Jinxie, are you alright? Oops.
Oh, is that you, Mr. Demon Lawyer? Morning, Jinxie. Good morning? Isn't it already past noon? What am I doing here? As I remember, I lay down to take a nap back at the manor. Oh no, it must have been the Makaragaishi.
Gaishi?
Never wake after a restless night's sleep to find your pillow in an unusual place. Or that you've been sleeping on the floor or in the hallway. Well, it's that yokai's fault. The Makaragaishi preys on the people while they're asleep.
Or you were sleepwalking.
Sounds like you just need to be tucked really tight. Or maybe just a snug sleeping bag? Lucy, how come you don't have any charms on your forehead?
I don't? Oh, they must have fallen off. thought some evil things can creep into me.
I refuse to make any jokes. I'd say we had more than adequate demonstration of that just now.
I'd better reapply them.
Jinxie, there's something we wanted to ask you.
There's something I wanted to tell you, too. I remembered something else.
You did? What was it? Ugh. Jinxie, can you tell us what you remembered?
Well, after the trial, I remembered lots of stuff. But there was one thing I thought was really weird.
I'm almost afraid to ask, but here goes. Really? What?
It's about the yokai feathers and tracks. They weren't there when I first opened the door.
Wait, what? Are you sure?
My memory's crystal clear now.
So you're saying they were left at the crime scene after you found them?
This could spell major trouble, Apollo.
Why?
Because Jinxie is already accused of leaving the feathers and tracks at the scene. If they weren't there when she discovered the crime scene, it would totally fuel the claim that she fabricated the evidence later on.
Ugh.
Jinxie's fuzzy memory of the whole incident is really working against us. The prosecution will already... The prosecution will probably say she doesn't remember planting the evidence. Good luck rebutting that.
Oh man, this is not good. I sure hope she didn't plant the evidence while she was sleepwalking or something. Jinxie, you wouldn't happen to know how to open the forbidden chamber, would you? The door doesn't even have a keyhole.
Well, it's supposed to have a secret mechanism. They say if you have to figure it out before the keyhole will appear.
A secret mechanism? Really?
It's in the Fox chamber. But only Alderman QB knew what it was and how it worked.
Alderman of Ninetail's Vale sure loved his secrets. Apollo, let's go see if we can't find that secret mechanism. Whoa, slow down. There's something else I need to ask about. Jinxie, is there only one key to the Forbidden Chamber?
Even the Matter's Master Key won't open it.
Okay, well, that goes that theory.
It's because it's a very special room that must never be opened.
Guess that means nobody entered the Forbidden Chamber after the murder. After all, we know Mayor Tenma took the key from the killer and swallowed it, so... I am dying of heat. I am dying in here! I'm gonna sweat all my life juice out. So the mayor's efforts to keep the killer out of the Forbidden Chamber were not in vain! We're gonna get to open it, right? You're not gonna stop me from opening it? I wanna get in there. What do you know about this? Tsukumogami? Tsukumogami?
A yokai that inhabits objects that have been used for a really long time. The red demon and a Tsukumogami. What a strange combination.
Everything to her is some supernatural phenomenon. To the chamber. Never mind. Not to the chamber. Show blackmail letter to LaBelle and show Fox and Demon statue to Jinxie. Okay. Oh, Jinxie, I forgot something. Bang, 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 bang.
Alderman QB made that statue. It's a token of goodwill. I think it was meant to be for Ninetail's Vale and Tenma Town.
token of goodwill, but the two yokai are fighting.
Fighting. Oh, I see what you mean. The cup portion's missing. The statue originally depicted the two yokai holding up a cup in celebration. But it sure doesn't look that way now, does it?
Maybe it broke when it was used to hit Mayor Tenma on the head.
That would explain it. I guess the only two people who knew about it, knew what it really looked like, were the alderman and I. And that's just me, and its symbol of goodwill will forever be etched into my mind.
So is there anything else we should know about Jinxie?
No, that's about it.
Oh. Ah, my bracelet, it's reacting. Jinxie, you wouldn't happen to be... In Justice We Trust! Yay! A ghost! Ooh. Detective Fulbright, what are you doing here?
I have business with that young lady, if you must know. Prosecutor Blackwell has asked me to question her.
Question me? Sorry, not interested.
You didn't ask about that whole yokai affair?
That's right. Specifically, we want to ask... but I can't tell you that now, can I?
Oh, come on, please. We're partners in justice, right?
Oh, no. Prosecutor Blackwell specifically told me my questions were of the utmost justice. I have enough of your lies. In justice we trust.
The samurai sure has him on a short leash.
So you're not a ghost? Maybe some sort of urban troll, then?
Now, come along, Miss Tenma. To the station with you.
He took her away.
Wish my chance to see what she was lying about. Well, at least we found out there was a secret mechanism for the opening chamber. Let's go check it out. Just hope they let us in now. I'm guessing we're gonna meet old, Mr. Satan. Why do you have blue hair now? Why did you dye your hair?
Oh, what an absolutely fabulous scent! Goku! I'm so glad I had these carnations imported from England. Nothing but the finest will do. Perhaps I should place one aside for a dearly departed alderman.
Hey, it's Mr. LaBelle! Oh, let's ask him, like, about you-know-what. Yeah, before we search the Fox Chamber, we should ask about blackmail.
Why, if it isn't the mayor, the lawyers, what do you want with me?
Oh, well, there's something we wanted to ask. Where's that ringing coming from?
You will have to excuse me. Hello? Yes, LaBelle here. What the?
These things on his shoulders are cell phones?
Oh, yes, about that. Oh, you must forgive me. This whole matter with Mayor Tenma has been a complete nightmare.
Where do you buy clothes like that?
Surprise! This is my own special design. It's the ultimate in functional beauty.
Functional beauty? Are you sure about that? Looks a bit unwieldy to me.
You certainly don't have an eye for beauty, boy.
Having an eye for beauty means looking like this guy. I'd rather be blind.
So what do you want with me?
But Jinxie and Mr. Filch said they saw Tenma Taro. What about you, Mr. LaBelle, if you were in the foyer? Why'd you say...
Very well, I admit it. That's right, I flew at LaBelle, saw the demon Tenma Taro.
Then why'd you lie about not seeing him?
I was simply trying to protect dear little Jinxie.
Protect Jinxie? What do you mean?
Why, don't tell me you haven't heard of that strange little habit of hers.
Which one were you talking about?
Oh, the one where she wanders around making mischief without knowing what she's doing. Rumor has it she's possessed by Tenmataro.
That's a new one.
Okay, well, there you have it. Anytime you hear about a Tenmataro sighting, little Jinxie should be your prime suspect.
Tell us more about that rumor. So, what was that rumor about Jinxie?
They say she's possessed. Not all the time, of course. Hid suddenly, and then she starts wandering around doing strange things.
Is that so? Although, come to think of it, that certainly would explain how she was acting earlier.
When she even put on a Tenmataro costume and wandered around the woods at night.
She did? Real? I wish I'd never asked. Does she remember anything while she was possessed?
Fortunately, no. She doesn't seem to remember anything.
I changed the fucking voice to Cortex.
Unfortunately, no. He doesn't seem to remember a thing during those episodes.
Memory loss during possession.
Come to think of it, her memory of the murder scene was quite fuzzy. I suppose that too was caused by her possession.
Ah, then maybe.
So you understand, that whole yokai business was entirely of her own making.
Now wait a minute. Although that yokai evidence wasn't there until after she discovered the crime scene. Did she leave those black feathers and strange tracks herself? Paulo, let's ask Mayor Tenma about Jinxie's episodes the next time we talk to him. Alright.
What is that?
It's the blackmail letter, but it wasn't sent to Alderman Cubey. It was sent to Mayor Tenma.
And? Your point being?
Someone took the letter from the mayor's briefcase and placed it into the alderman's pocket after he was murdered.
Oh, you don't say.
You wouldn't happen to be the one who made the switch, would you? After all, you're the only one who knew about the blackmail letter in the briefcase. So naturally, you... Ah!
Perhaps that shot of cologne will make those scales fall from your eyes.
My eyes fall from their sockets.
Is it possible that you would like to frame me as a suspensionable?
What the fuck am I saying?
What would make you raise such an outrageous allegation in the first place?
Oh, well...
Well, the crime is being born as beautiful as you see here. In other words, you have nothing. Now, let me show you what you do with this garbage.
You can't destroy evidence like that!
What do you mean I can't? I just did. Feeling a little lighter now.
Bro just destroyed actual evidence. In front of us. You just went on a one-way trip to the top of my most annoying people ever list, buddy.
Are we done with your silly little questions now? I'm a very busy man, you know.
I guess that's it for now.
Hello, LaBelle speaking. Really? You wish to carry my new product at your store? Oh, but I'm afraid it's my own private brand. It's not available to the public. What? Then I shouldn't advertise it on TV. But I don't understand. If as the embodiment of beauty, it is my duty to announce my good looks to the world.
Stop the bus, I'm getting off.
Everyone wants my exclusive Jesus LaBelle brand products. It's the crown jewel of my collection, born of my long, relentless pursuit of beauty. But now that it's become so popular, it's been an absolute nightmare.
You don't say.
Well, they can't have it. It's just for me. It's not meant for you peasants.
Peasants?
This is my latest product. I'm calling me LaBelle. A dazzling hair color you can wash out just with water.
These things you can't sweat.
Have 7 colors in all. You can find out more in my commercials and magazine ads.
Yet it's not available to the public? Great sales strategy there, genius. Come to think of it, Mr. LaBelle, your hair color's changed since the last time we met.
The little lady has quite the discerning eye. Here's a little sample. Consider it a gift for one who truly appreciates beauty.
Oh, hello, what should I do? Better take it before you get a face full of cologne. Good point. Wow, thanks, Mr. LaBelle. Okay, let's head over to the Fox Chamber. We're still gonna find out the secret mechanism for opening the Forbidden Chamber. Let's do it! I want to see what's in there. Okay, let's find that secret mechanism for the opening, for opening the Forbidden Chamber. Oh, this is exciting. Eh? Wait, hold up. Wait a minute. Hold it! Something happened that I didn't realize until now. I pre-ordered Doom yesterday, but on My when you pre-order something, usually you don't get charged until it gets sent out to you. But it seems I already got charged for it. Which, I mean, is fine, but, like, I wasn't expecting to. I'm just gonna go check that it is what I paid for it, and there's not another game coming out that I forgot about. Yeah, already done. Okay. Great. Well, there you go, I suppose. Alright. Let's open that door. I can't wait to see how it works. Do you really think the killer entered the Forbidden Chamber? Well, we'll just have to open it and find out. We should also see if there was anywhere the killer could have hidden in this room. Okay, let's get started. Appurate, Apollo, appurate. I don't know how to say that one. Appurate? Right. Still no keyhole, huh? And the door won't budge just like those spiky bangs of yours. Well, all it takes is some water, but I don't think that would work on the door. Oh, I know. I'll break it down with a body slam. Aha! I seriously doubt you could do that. How do you know I haven't even tried? No, wait, don't! As much as you hate losing, Athena, I think the door would win this match. It might be the doggies. Or the set of weapons. There's a carving of a nine-tailed fox over the door and the statues of either... There's a carving of the nine-tailed fox over the door and statues of them on either side. The way those two statues are glaring, it's like they're guarding the door from us. Come to think of it, there are two foxes on the folding screen as well. Can't be a coincidence, can it? Hey! This statue moves! Don't get too carried away now. I mean, who knows? It might trigger a trap.
I can handle it. If a spear comes shooting my way, I'll snatch it out of the air. After all, I've got reflexes of a regular karate kid.
I guess if we can catch them that fast out of midair, you can accomplish anything. Still, might be something to the fact that those fox statues can rotate. Maybe there's some way, maybe there's something around here that shows the position they should be in. Okay, they should be facing away from each other. Alright. How do I... Oh, do I have to look at the thing? How do I interact with them? How do I interact with them? Two foxes standing back to back are depicted on this elegant folding screen. Could this have something to do with the keyhole? Wait a minute. Two foxes. There are two fox statues in front of the Forbidden Chamber as well. Maybe the keyhole will appear if we do something to the folding screen. But I don't see anything unusual about it. Well, it does have two foxes on it, and there are two fox statues in front of the door. Maybe there's a clue somewhere in this room. Let's turn the whole place upside down. I was excited as a kid in a candy store. Can we do that now, please? Or what? Friend of mine, give me an hour and I'll have it analyzed psych style. I'll get started right now. Yep, that's your attorney's badge, all right. It's dull. It's dull, grimy look. Makes me think all of the courtroom battles. Makes me think of all the courtroom battles you faced. I hope mine will look like that someday. Look out, legal world. Athena Sykes is psyched and ready to go. Actually, I just haven't polished it lately. Maybe I should keep that to myself. I don't need to deflate her dreams about work just yet. Can I do that now, please? Under the table. Oh, wait, it wanted me to find a hiding place, too. Could have hidden behind the screen. Oh, hey, look, it's the figure. Look, there's something down here. Looks like a piece of something. Only question is, a piece of what? Oh, I know! It must be a piece of the statue. Remember what Jinxie said? The statue originally depicted two yokai holding up a cup. It was a symbol of goodwill. So this piece broke off and rolled into the table? Alright. Epic. Well, I can't think of anywhere else to look. You find anything, Apollo? You'll never find the keyhole to the Forbidden Chamber at this rate. Something about that folding screen. You know how those foxes in front of the Forbidden Chamber move? That screen might be a clue as to how we're supposed to position them or something. Hey, I bet you're right! Let's go over to that screen with a fine-tooth comb. Really? Can't we just move the foxes? I know what to do. On closer inspection, I think there's more to this screen than meets the eye. Let's check every last inch of it. I can rotate it. It's not anything of interest. Zoom in and out with triangle and circle to get a better look. Let's check every last inch. Okay. Oh, look, the 2 keys. What's this? Looks like a keyhole or something. You think it could be the keyhole to the Forbidden Chamber? Well, it's just a picture. Still, you know what they say, a picture's worth 1,000 words. It's a picture of a key. The shape looks awfully familiar. Oh, I know! It's shaped like the Forbidden Chamber's key. Wait, what about that keyhole drawn in the center? You think the two are related? A key and a keyhole? Oh, I just got an idea! What if we folded the screen up to right where the key and the keyhole should overlap? Hey, I think you're right. Let's give it a try. Okay. Oh, or they're looking at each other and the door opens! Oh my god. Cute. I mean, if them facing away from each other didn't work, I would have just tried them facing towards each other. It's like basic code 101. Yeah, and it's open too. 2 foxes are now facing each other, so... Hey, what if we made those fox statues face each other? Apollo, let's go check out those statues. Okay, help me move the 2 statues so they face each other. Just like on the screen. There you go. Look! A lock appeared. Now we can use that key. Okay, here goes nothing. Hey, it worked! Time to see why this chamber's so forbidden. What secrets could it hold, I wonder? April 18th, Kyubi Manor. Forbidden Room! Chamber. Boom! These doors need some serious oil. That was like nails on a chalkboard. Oh, right. Forget about those super good ears of yours. Oh, and look what's on the ground right there. Oh, look at that. Decisive evidence much? Look, more feathers. Oh, that's cool. What the heck is that? Is that a Temataro statue? But there's something odd about it. All I know is I don't like it, but I can't explain why. You okay, Athena? You look kind of pale. You're not scared, are you? No, but could you hold my hand and call me a good girl and pat my head? Okay. What, of this thing? Don't make me laugh. Really? Hey, look! What is it? Over there on the left. There's a bunch of staves on the rack. Did I say staves? Staves. 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 They're staves. There's a bunch of staves! Staves. That's another mispronunciation. Put that one on the compilation. Kind of looks like the staff we saw earlier. You mean the one Jinxie saw when she saw Temataro? Yeah, I bet our Temataro impersonator really did come here at some point. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's search the place. Here hath Tenma Taro been imprisoned. What's this? Whatever it is, the packaging is really gaudy. The fact that there's no dust on it means it hasn't been here for very long. Oh, it's hand cream. Let's see what brand it is. Chez Sweet LaBelle. LaBelle! What the? But then, wouldn't that mean Mr. LaBelle was here? I guess so, but why? Well, whoever was dressed up as Tenma Taro must have taken a staff from here in the Forbidden Chamber. And that same person probably dropped this hand cream at the time. In other words, the Tenma Taro impersonator we're looking for is none other than... Why did it take this long? We have known this from the start of the case. This is not a surprise. This might be a big break for us in court tomorrow. Now all we have to do is get the truth out of Mayor Tenma. Let's go. Let's go. What is that? It's like an old scroll, and there's something drawn on it. Unless I'm mistaken, it looks like an old guy. Some sort of monk, maybe? A monk? No, not autoplay. A monk? What are you talking about? You know, people that take walks in the mountains as a form of spiritual training. Wouldn't that just be a hiker? The guy in this picture doesn't look like he's doing this for fun, Athena. Oh look, there's some yellow thing strapped to his back. Whoa, it's turning into Tenma Taro. What's the scroll getting at? Is this how Tenma Taro was born? Well, whatever it is, it's definitely creepy. Looks like a gravestone or something. It reads, "Here lies Tenma Taro, age 80. Cause of death, choked on a chicken bone." You guys, I think Tenma Taro was just a regular old bloke. I think it was just a guy. Say it ain't so! Besides, that sounds more like an autopsy report than an epitaph, if you ask me. Wait, you're joking around because you're scared. It's your coping mechanism. I'm not scared. Oh, I thought... Oh, that would have been fun if that was real.
Peek out Central, right here, baby. She's totally worried. She really wants you to embrace her. Cut it out, Widget!
Denial is strong in this one. Oh, that's one big statue. Must be something like 15 feet tall. And look, this Tenma Taro has a staff. The Tenma Taro in the scroll didn't have one. I wonder why. I feel like this could be significant. Why? Let's take a closer look. First, go around this table here. Apollo, are you saying that's a good idea? Are you sure? Hey, it looks like there's some sort of compartment in the base of the statue. Don't open it! Who knows what might be in there? Apollo, please! I don't know what I'm doing to get hurt. It's just a big empty compartment. From all the dust and cobwebs. It hasn't been opened in a really long time. That's enough, Apollo. Let's just shut it in. Wait, there is something in here. Looks like some sort of figure. But it's so dusty, I can't tell what it's supposed to be. Wonder what it's doing here. I feel like this is an Elden Ring charm that's going to improve my stamina reduction or something. Bunch of stabs here. It looks like one's missing. Why do you think there are so many here? Maybe they're spears? Tematara might be, you know, absent-minded or something? No, it seems like he was like a witch doctor, or like a wizard. It seems like he's not that evil. The fact that he has spare stabs handy shows that he's aware of his faults and is trying to deal with them. Or at least that's my take on it. It's a reminder to deal with our own faults. But I won't hold my breath. But I am fucking dying in the heat. I got my feet up. I'm like chilling. To fall asleep in the blanket of haze that's overcome my my fucking little room. You know what? What's the temperature? Oh yeah, 28 degrees. Classic. Oh look, there's an air vent in here too. Guess even forbidden chambers need proper ventilation. God, I wish I had proper ventilation. Water boy? Bro, don't call me water boy. At least call me by my proper title, Water Man. Alright, mister?
That's Barnacle Man, not Barnacle Boy.
Oh, that is hot water. Ugh. You are going in the fridge, mister. Shit. Piss boy. Well, speaking of, I need to go take a piss, so call me what you want. And unfortunately, there's no music except for some demented, like, background soundtrack, so I'm gonna have to put on some Ratchet and Clank tunes or something. While I go pee-pee. By the way, Sony, this month, I want Ratchet and Clank on PS Plus Premium, please. I want native ports with full trophy support. At least the PS2 quadrilogy. That's all I'm asking for, man. Fucking, it's about time. Sick of waiting. And if it does happen this month, it's gonna be really great because it's around the time that I have my break. Alright, there we go. It's gonna be loud, sorry. Alright, I will be right back, guys. Hold tight. More Ace Attorney coming up after this break. I am burning alive. I am burning alive. It is very goddamn hot. I want to cry. Please now die me, now die. Please now die me. I'm so over summer. It's over. It's done. It's done. I'm over it. Change it. Next season, please. Actually, when is autumn? I don't even know. Hi, Heartless. You're gonna be AFK in this stream? Well, if you're still here, I appreciate that. Sorry I was on break when you tuned in. Did I just turn my BRB off, or was that off the whole time? I'm gonna pretend I just turned that off. Like the pro streamer I am. I always do as I do. It was always off. I hope you're wrong. I don't know. I actually just blanked when I came back. I don't know. I don't actually recall if I clicked the button or not. Hey Google. Pray tell, what time does it switch over to autumn for New Zealand?
Frytol is a popular brand of deep frying oil, particularly known for its use in fish and chip shops.
Okay, alright, buddy. Okay, wise guy. Hey, Google. Pray tell, when does autumn start for New Zealand?
Autumn in New Zealand officially starts in March and lasts until May. While March is officially the start...
Okay, jackass, what is the day that it starts this year? Of course, that's what I was asking for.
You're right to ask for the exact date. It seems I got carried away with general information
Right,
about autumn
yes.
in New Zealand. The official start of autumn in the southern hemisphere is
Yep.
marked by the March equinox.
Right.
In 2025, the March equinox occurs on March 20th at 10:01 p.m. NZDT.
Okay.
So there you have it. March 20th, 2025 is the official start of autumn
Thank
in New
you.
Zealand.
Thank you. That's all you had to tell me. That whole time. That's all you needed. That's all I needed. Anyways, I am back. And let's do this, shall we? With this ominous music. But I don't think anyone could reach this one either. Yeah, there's nothing to stand on around here. I wonder where this vent leads. Well, the Fox's Chamber vent didn't branch this way, so... maybe it doesn't have anything to do with this case at all. Well, I guess that wraps it about up. What now? Well, we should probably take some of the witnesses, talk to some of the witnesses again. We should probably take some witnesses. I tried to crack my knuckles, but there was no air between them, so it just nothing happened. Why? I've been made a fool by my own hands. You mean like Mr. Filch and Jinxie? Yeah, I really want to ask Mr. Filch about the village superstitions in Tenmataro. I got a feeling things are not as they seem. You'd be in the manor, right, Foyer? Seems about right. It's the curse at Tenmataro! Ooh. Oh. He just stole a little fella. No! No! You outsiders are ignoring them superstitions at our peril. Mind your own business, will you? Ah! And now he has my bracelet as well. What's all this about a curse? Tenmataro's gonna curse us all unless you stop sticking your nose where it don't belong! Stop the investigation. Listen to what the superstitions have to say. Right, how about obeying the law before you go obeying the superstitions? Yeah. Hey, what are you doing with Widget around your neck? He's mine! You know better than to go around stealing people's stuff like that. Same goes for my bracelet. Sorry, please, I won't do it again, I promise. He almost kidnapped my sweet little Widget.
What a big fucking asshole!
Sorry. Guess you can't teach an old raccoon dog new tricks. Who you calling raccoon? I'm a tanuki, thank you very much. Well, as long as we have him here, I guess we should ask him about what happened. I can't believe you did that. It's one thing to steal a pair of shoes, but to steal Widget? I oughta make a witness out of Apollo right now. Mercy, mercy! I can't seem to control myself. It's that thieving blood running in my veins! Thieving blood? What's that supposed to mean? Glad you asked. The infamous bandit Hazuki Kozo was my grandpappy. Take a gander at this. Oh! Okay. What exactly am I looking at? Looks like another one of those yokai to me. It's none other than the Azuki Kozo. Robbed from the rich to give to the poor, he did. And he'd leave one of those figures at the scene of each crime. What's more, I'm his grandson, because he was my grandbaby. You don't say. Thieves' honor is the honest truth. And the sloshing sound of Azuki beads scraping together in the dead of night. It's the magical sound of dirty money getting washed clean for giving out to the poor. I'm Azuki Kozo, washer of money, giver out of wealth, reborn. Forget the money. You should be washing yourself of this nasty habit. Wait a sec, this figure looks familiar. Yeah, it looks just like that old dusty figure we found in the Forbidden Chamber. Figure discovered inside the Tenmataro statue. Apparently it's something a certain thief leaves at the scene of at every theft. Hey! What are you doing with that there figure? Oh, this? We found it in the Forbidden Chamber. Sure looks like it had been there practically forever. Could mean my grandpappy broke into the Forbidden Chamber way back. Hey, that reminds me. He once told me there's a treasure in that there chamber. Treasure? Treasure, right? Bonza. What do you know about the treasure in the Forbidden Chamber? Well, only that it's the greatest get-rich-quick chance in the universe. Grandpappy told me all about it. Said there's an amazing treasure in there. Something's amazing in there? I don't see anything like that, though. Yeah, jackass, because it was already stolen, you fucking idiot. You doofus, you found this calling card in there. What do you mean? Bro already hit that place. Your grandfather didn't by chance already steal it, did he? Seeing how there's one of his figures in that there, that might just be. That's grandpappy for you. Better you wash that dress up real good before handing it out to the poor. Oh, of course, because he was so righteous. Hey, in court, you mentioned seeing Tenma Taro near the scene of the crime. Well, I didn't come clean right away, but them superstitions got the better of me. Well, the people in Ninetales Vale sure seems like a superstitious bunch. I'm not surprised you wouldn't want to talk about seeing Tenma Taro. Damn right! Them superstitions scare me out of my wits, I tell ya. So I gotta do exactly what they say from now on. So you plan on staying here in Ninetales Vale? Oh, yep, I'm gonna keep living right here. Keep with the old ways, just like Grandpappy did. Them stupid stitions are like a rule book to me. Wait, so you're saying you actually believe in the old wives' tales? Ain't you been listening to a word I said? You're gonna do exactly what them superstitions say? Well, I say that's baloney. Yeah, you'd have to leave to get rid of it. It's clearly written here, ignoring the superstitions will cost you your soul. There is, however, one way to save it. Your immediate departure from the village. So according to this, you shouldn't even be here, let alone talking with us. You said you plan on staying right here in Ninetales Vale. But if you really believed in superstitions, you would have been long gone by now. I know you've been lying to me. Time to come clean, Mr. Filch. Yipes! You were lying about believing in superstitions, weren't you? Sorry, but I didn't have no choice. What was the real reason you couldn't talk about seeing Tenma Taro? Well, it's all that pretty boy's fault. Mr. LaBelle, if you know what I mean. He told me not to say a word about seeing Tenma Taro. Said that if I did, he'd do to me what them superstitions said would happen. So it was Mr. LaBelle who muzzled you. Why would Mr. LaBelle want to scare you into silence? Mr. LaBelle was trying to protect that little maid girl. On account of that rumor, that one about her getting possessed. Oh, that rumor again. Sure it was, not just to save his own hide. Guess we really do have to talk to Mayor Tenma about the possession rumor. Hey, watch it! Village superstition stolen by Phineas Filch. I'll be taking this back now. Kinda like family to me. You could've just asked instead of stealing it. Is that all we wanted to ask, Mr. Filch? Yeah, I think that was it. Let's go see Mr. Tenma Taro one more time. Just thinking about dealing that yokai again makes me want to say pass. Who knows what Blushroom would say? What would G say to that, Mayor? Definitely a pass for me. Lord Tenma, your attorneys are here to see you your malevolence.
Why are you speaking like that?
Oh, Mayor Tenma, you've returned.
Yes, well, Jinxie came by earlier to apply a new charm to my head. It seems to be suppressing the demon within me.
Well, that's a relief. Maybe we'll actually get somewhere this time.
So what can I do for you today?
Well, we'd like to ask about the rumor that Jinxie's possessed. She allegedly left the yokai evidence at the scene while under a demon's power. At least that's what the prosecution's gonna claim at tomorrow's trial. Huh? Oh, great.
No match is the morning charm for me.
Oh, the charm! Apollo, you're not actually starting to fall for this, are you? He's definitely playing so his daughter doesn't get fucking incarcerated. His daughter's just got a whole case of the, you know, sleepwalkies. Timotoro's back.
Those foolish mortals. They shall regret blaming that child for my doings.
I blew it. The question that brought the yokai back. Probably won't drop the act until Jinxie's name is cleared either. We'd like to just ask you something about something your aide, Florent LaBelle, mentioned. Did you know Jinxie is rumored to be possessed?
I know not of what you speak.
You're not trying to protect Jinxie, are you?
I, Tenmataro, demon lord of the yokai, protect a mere mortal. No affections do I possess for your race of humans.
Please, we already proven there was a third party disguised as a yokai at the scene. But if you deny that tomorrow, we'll never be able to clear Mir Tenma's name.
But I've already told you. I know not what of you speak.
I don't think we'll get anything more out of him. It's all over unless we can somehow prove that Jinxie didn't plant that yokai evidence. Hey, Apollo, I think I got this one. I think I can prove she didn't do it. Really? Sure! I should be able to use psychology to explain the whole possession thing. Well, knock yourself out then. Well, Phoenix really something. I can really count on her when it counts. Mir Tenma, Jinxie isn't possessed. I believe her so-called possession episodes are some form of somnambulism. Bullism? Somnambulism? You mean sleepwalking? Yeah, I believe she's exhibiting a rare form of the disorder. It's usually brought on by repressed stress. Mr. Mayor, did nurse's symptoms start soon after she began her job in Ninetails Vale?
When the child visited last, she did speak of dreading yokai and how they rob her of sleep each night.
I knew it! That lack of sleep is causing her to enter an unconscious state. And that means she can't be trying to protect you. At least not on a conscious level. So then, the Tenmataro that was spotted at the manor wasn't Jinxie?
Sleepwalking, eh? That would indeed explain the matter.
Look, Tenmataro's spirit! It's left the Mir's body. Can you tell us the truth now, Mr. Tenma?
Very well. It's the least I can do for a superb exorcist such as you.
Mir Tenma, you didn't leave those feathers and tracks on the scene, did you?
I did not. Neither I nor Jinxie have anything to do with that. That was the killer's doing, no doubt.
I knew it!
You suspect Florent is behind all this. But why? Did he really want Ninetails Vale that badly?
Can you think of any reason why?
Looking back, he did seem fixated on Tenmataro for a spell. Could it be? Perhaps he was attempting to release Tenmataro.
That's crazy! Are you saying that the yokai's real?
Whatever the case, Tenmataro brings nothing but pain and misfortune. It's as the superstitions warn. You must not gaze upon him, nor free him from his prison.
But, how can people actually believe that? Well, at least we know who's behind this whole Tenmataro thing now. Yeah, I think we need to have another nice long chat with Mr. LaBelle.
Your dinner is ready, your malevolence. An offering to the Demon King. You may place it right there.
The kitchen crew poured their heart and soul into making it.
Did they now? Souls happen to be my favorite. Just hold the hearts next time.
Yes, your malevolence. We'll remember that. Nothing but slop and slime for you next time. How long is he planning to keep up this yokai character? Well... Oh, well, we've already talked to Mr. Filch and Mayor Tenma, so why don't we go see Florent LaBelle next, now that we know the truth? Now that I'm gonna need to take a little swiggy of a drinky, because my throat is starting to go bad. Ugh. It's already 6 o'clock. God damn. Ugh. This case is pretty long. It's been 7 hours, I think. 7-ish hours. Maybe slightly longer because we started it on that other stream. God damn. Alright. Well, I was gonna try beat the trial first, but since we've already been going 4 hours, I'm gonna probably just end it before we start the last trial, and then we'll have to deal with that later. Man, my fan's not doing shit, dog. But I know if I turn it off, I probably will maybe actually die.
Okay, now let's practice that again. Filchy, from the top.
And Mr. LaBelle was in the foyer at the time of the crime. And when we heard a scream, oh heck, what was the next part again? Die!
You have the memory capacity of a flea. This is the 30th time, you know.
Sorry, it's just his look. It's so, I can't do a fucking Mr. Satan every time I see him. It's just not what he would sound like. But like, I've committed to the bit now, so I don't...
You have the memory capacity of a flea. This is the 30th time, you know. Now, 100 times more and we're done.
What on earth are they practicing? I ain't cut out for this. Whoopsie daisy. No. Begging your pardon, Mr. LaBelle, sir. It's all this practice.
Unbelievable. Goku. Unbelievable.
No.
Goku. Unbelievable. What have you had sullied my outfit with those probably paws of yours?
Did filch LaBelle's wallet just now? What do you think they're up to this time, Apollo?
Oh, it's you two. Eavesdropping, are we? You peasants are so tacky. Well, what do you want with me?
Well, your confession to being the Ten Mataro imposter would be nice right about now. Mr. Filch filled me in on a conversation you two had, and about how you told him not to say a word about seeing Ten Mataro.
Filcher, you fool! I told you nothing good would come of you running your mouth.
So, why'd you want Mr. Filch to keep quiet about that, Mr. LaBelle?
Why? To protect darling little Jinxie, of course.
Jinxie was never really possessed. She was sleepwalking. Being asleep at the time, she couldn't have been consciously trying to protect the mayor. That also means she couldn't have possibly been Ten Mataro.
Interesting. But where are you going with this?
Well, since you asked so politely, I believe you have a different reason for trying to keep Mr. Filch quiet. That reason would deflect doubt away from one who's really the Ten Mataro.
Now this is getting interesting. Are you insinuating that I'm Ten Mataro? So sorry to disappoint, but I'm nothing of the sort.
That's right, Mr. LaBelle even told me Ten Mataro was a...
I said Ten Mataro was Jinxie. You fool. Honestly, you have the memory capacity of a flea. Practice it 100 more times.
Yikes. So, have you been called to testify tomorrow?
Yes, and I'm so looking forward to my courtroom debut. But you'll just have to wait until then.
Oh, I'll be waiting with a special piece of evidence that I've been saving just for you.
Filchy, wake up, you lazy bones! Majin Buu, get up! I was sleeping. Must have been that sweet cologne you used, Mr. LaBelle. It made me right sleepy. Hit it. Well, it's time for your lesson on what to do and say tomorrow. Oh, I'm begging you, not another lesson. I ain't got out with thinking and remembering stuff. No! Right up there, Schnuzzola! Keep quiet and do exactly as I say.
I can't stop. Every time I see him, that's just the voice that comes to my head.
Keep quiet and do exactly as I say.
No, please! Anything but another lesson! There they go. Missed our chance to get the truth out of them. Yeah, but we'll get the proof we need in court tomorrow, one way or another. All that's left now is that lie Jinxie told. Better go clear that up before tomorrow. You think they're done questioning Jinxie? Maybe. Let's see if she's over it on Yokai Lane shopping for more charms. Ninetales Vale, baby. Yokai Lane. Nope, it's gone again. Slapper! My gosh, it's zero time. My last vengeance will be mine. She must be possessed or well, sleepwalking again. Maybe if I speak softly, I won't startle her and get a charm plastered on her. Maybe if I speak softly, I won't startle her and get a charm plastered on my forehead. Psst. Jinxie. Oh, hello, Mr. Demon Layer. Oh, my charm must have fallen off again. Guess I can avoid a charm slap by toning down my cords of steel. Are they done questioning you, Jinxie? On my way back, I stopped here to buy a new charm that was just released. Oh yeah? Which one? The one with the nine-tailed fox and Tenmataro. It shows them dancing together. Really? Two bitter rivals dancing? It's a charm for rebuilding burnt bridges. Oh, right, for the municipal merger issue. No, it's the Demon Layer and the Insomniac Prosecutor. Oh, it's for the Demon Lawyer and the Insomniac Prosecutor. I'll stop you two from fighting like you did in court this morning. We weren't fighting, it was just a spirited debate. It's what we lawyers... No fighting. Charm slapped again. Apollo, if you're done playing around, let's find out what she was lying about. Me? I'm being straight up assaulted. Bro, she's 15. Get over it. Look, Jinxie, it seems like you're starting to remember things. You already said that the feathers and tracks weren't there when you discovered the crime. Have you remembered anything else that seems important? Like what? Well, tell us what you saw that day. Maybe you'll remember something else this time. I opened the door, Papa and Alderman QB were collapsed in the Fox chamber. That's when Papa told me to call an ambulance and the police. That's all he said before he passed out in the chair. I knew it. She's holding something back. Bum ba ba bum ba bum. Aha! I better stop before I pull an eye ligament.
Gotcha!
Gotcha! You were very nervous when you said that's all he said, weren't you? I know, because I saw your mingers. Your mingers? Don't repeat that one. Show us your binge thing. Go on then. I know, because I saw your fingers move as if you were going to slap someone with a charm. Listen to me, Jinxie. This is very important. Did Mayor Tenma say anything else to you? It was
It was nothing. He was just talking in his sleep.
Talking in his sleep? So you admit that he did say something else?
How could you tell? Only a demon could have such powers. But like I said, he was talking in his sleep. I mean, why else would Papa say something like that?
Could you be a little more specific?
Before he fainted, he said, "Forgive me, Jinxie. I killed Alderman QB."
He said what?
The mayor actually confessed to the crime? But he didn't mean it. He couldn't possibly have known what he was saying. He's probably possessed or maybe he was in the middle of a nightmare.
Nightmare? No, this is a nightmare. This is one statement I wish I'd never heard. What in the world are we going to do now? Turn to the basics? Yeah, that's right. Always believe in your client, no matter what happens. It's a lawyer's greatest and most trusted weapon. Right. Just believe in my client, even if all I can see ahead is darkness and despair.
Jinxie, does Prosecutor Blackwell know about your father's confession? I didn't mention it when he was questioning me. I mean, there's no way Papa's the killer.
Why would the mayor confess like that? Could he really have been dreaming? Or simply delirious? Who knows, but I sure feel like I'm living in a nightmare right now. Apollo, what are we gonna do about tomorrow's trial? The crime scene was locked tight until Jinxie arrived, and our clients even confessed. Not only that, Jinxie has been accused of planting the yokai evidence. Both the mayor and Jinxie are going to prison if we don't do something. I know! Okay, well, let's see here. Our lack of a third party in the locked room is a major problem. Jinxie has testified that when she opened the door, Alderman QB and Mayor Tenma were the only people she saw in the Fox Chamber. But the real killer must have been hiding in there as well. Considering the room was locked tight, there's only one logical explanation. Our mystery person must have then fled the Fox Chamber when it was opened. And that's when Jinxie saw what she thought was Tenma Taro.
But Papa and the Alderman were the only people there. I didn't see anyone else.
What's going on here? Bill's extremely pale, but he's far from transparent. So just how did he hide himself at the scene of the crime? Oh, I don't know, jackass. He hid in the fucking back room? Whatever it takes in court tomorrow, Apollo. We have to take down that dirty, rotten Tenma Taro, Florent LaBelle. Right. We'll get him with a legal exorcism, justice style. Oh yeah, he's gonna get a ass whooping justice style. Shame! Yeah, that was a really long stream for nothing happening. My god. Some days it's just nothing happens. There we go. Okay. Investigation day number 2 done. We are now on the last court date, I believe. So, we're gonna leave it there, unfortunately. I know, my voice is going, and, you know, it's pretty late in the day. My apologies for not being able to be on earlier. We had house guests, so I really didn't have the time to do it a little earlier. Otherwise, we would have went for a bit longer. But yeah, no, I hope you all enjoyed anyway. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with whatever we decide to do. I've got some errands to run in the morning, so unfortunately, just this week has been plagued by lots of things going on, so whenever I get back and have some spare time, I'll hop on stream. We might do Mario Kart tomorrow, because I think Ryan has the day off, and if I'm late to like a proper stream time, then that probably seems like a good idea. Blushroom and them have been wanting it again, so we might do another just filler Mario Kart stream, and then Friday we'll do Ace Attorney and maybe like Darkwood or something and progress. But yeah, that's the plan. We'll see what happens. It's perfect to change, so don't hold me to it. But I hope you all enjoyed anyways. I love you all. Thank you for joining. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye!